What is up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Sparza. We are coming to you live right now. It is 7:24 Best Coast time, 24 minutes into the 7 p.m. hour for us, the 10 p.m. hour for those on the East Coast, and lots of cupping for one Hapcrast. Wow. Jesus. Ladies and gents, I am excited that you're here with us here today. We are broadcasting live from a location we'll reveal in just a second. I don't know if you can tell with the green. It might be hard to pick up, but that's not important. What is important is you're here. If you like what we do, give us a like and a share. We will give you a toast on air. It's as simple as that. And tonight, yes, we are here at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Laguna Hills. I'm excited for our guests. We're going to bring them on in a second, but give us a like, give us a share. Those are the big ones. And if you give us a follow on all of our major areas, we're talking Grappling Hour on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. I think one of those doesn't exist anymore. Can't prove it. But we're very excited that you're here and joining us today. And I got to tell you guys, this one's a good one. We are right in the middle of the first round. I've got 3:24 on my clock. There's a little bit of dancing around, and Bobby Green is shimmying around right now. This is kind of usual for him, but what we'll do is we'll keep you guys informed as this fight goes on. Oh, the second kind of stop here might have been an accidental eye poke, which is a good time, actually, to bring on our guest. Here's what I can tell you about him, everybody. This is what the card says. I have to read it just like I'm Ron Burgundy. But yes, the way this works is I read them exactly the way that they are sent to me. So if there's any discrepancies, don't take it up with me. You can go file a complaint with some other corporate entity. But today, our guest, he is the head captain, the big honcho, the man in charge. Some say the big cheese. I don't. But he is somebody who's been a friend of the show for years. I've known him since I've run into him, Jesus, over at Masters Worlds years ago. But then was stoked when he came to train with us over at the 10th Planet and Jean-Jacques Machado melting pot known as the LA Jiu-Jitsu Club. And now it's been cool to see him come out to LA and bridge the gap between the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, the 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. It's been wonderful to see him grow, and this is his gym. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to go ahead and read the card now. This is a gentleman by the name of Arman Fathi. He is somebody who is representing the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu banner, and some of you may know him as the Dr. Arman Hammer, which, by the way, is a great pun. If I had that pun on my name, you wouldn't ever hear the end of it. But ladies and gentlemen, with shout-outs to friends, So Right and 10th Planet, please welcome to the show for the very first time, Senor Arman Fathi. Arman, hey! How you doing, sir?
Watch out, 6 feet, dog.
6 feet, yes. It's very important we maintain our distances.
Orange County is beautiful. Down here, no mask restrictions. I don't have anybody coming in telling me to do, wearing the mask thing. I have some students, coming through wearing a mask, and then, I said, I just politely tell them.
Understandable. And listen, dude, the weirdest part about this whole scenario is I feel bad for everybody involved, but nobody I felt more bad for in this whole situation than people who have opened gyms during this time and people who are themselves trying to get in good jiu-jitsu. So for you, you've opened up a gym here. You said that this opened in approximately September-ish?
September, about 4 months ago.
Man, this place looks beautiful. It's got a great backdrop. Look at this. Look at Banner, Michael. Backdrop.
Banner, Michael? I get it.
But not just this. We've had a lot of great moments over the years, and I'm so stoked that you put out an invitation for us to watch some festivities here tonight.
I didn't think I was taken seriously, so I was like, for me, it's a huge honor.
Oh,
I'm like, wow.
Good Lord.
It's like a pipe dream.
Super nice of you to say. But for us, man, we love watching fights, and anytime we get the opportunity to hang out with our friends, it's a good night. So I'm stoked that we're able to do this. And I think we may have some friends coming a little bit later, and even a delivery package that'll happen at some point in the next hour, yeah?
Yeah, in theory. I guess, order a little food, we'll get a little food if it gets here.
Listen, bro,
if I trust the DoorDash.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. If you've ever covered a UFC, you don't get to eat much.
No, dang.
Dude, you have one buffet that they feed press row, and that really starts at about 2:30, 3:30, somewhere in there. You eat then, and then you're nonstop go until, there's some trash talk here.
Mike
We'll cover
Beltran,
that.
I love Mike Beltran. Breaks that up, man. He's a no-nonsense guy. He was in combat jiu-jitsu. I was down in combat jiu-jitsu with him and Eddie Bravo, and we were walking down the streets of Mexico, and, like, he's just saying things like, looking out, make sure you kind of, like, look over your shoulder, look for guys who are kind of, like, stopped or park right next to you, park, like, a few feet away from you, and kind of guys are, like, checking out because people are looking at people with money, people are looking at people with big groups of people or, famous individuals. Eddie's been on these, Joe Rogan all the time, and, like, people might recognize him, especially his combat jiu-jitsu. Like, he had a whole banner up, like, right next door to it. So, like, Beltran's like, but I remember one particular instance. He's like, guys, check this out. And, like, he kind of pointed to some guys who look shady, but he spotted that stuff up. Many people don't know he's an LA County sheriff, like Beltran. He's serving the DEA. So he's, got some crazy stories there. So, getting in the cage must not be a big deal for him. Kind of breaking up a couple fighters. Because these aren't cartels. You know what I'm saying? These aren't.
Beltran, though, is the kind of guy that you see in an action movie and you go, yeah, that guy's going to handle somebody. Yeah. 5% to 1,000,000%. That dude is going to mess somebody up in the next 2 minutes of this show. Now, I want to point this out. Sure. Bobby Green is one of those few people that can be a little, little showy, but he can pull it off, man. I've seen him put the hands down, like try to get the audience and his opponent riled up, and he does have a fascinating style. But dude, I can't.
Yeah, his movement, lateral movement. He's trying to definitely beat him with that, in and out, pop, pop. Not defending his face too much, but inviting the scrap.
So you
hakparast sounds it's not Persian. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. Like, I can speak about Persians. I can tell Persian jokes all day because I can, right?
Good for you.
Right. But I don't know many, but when I hear one, I'm like, dude, I'll say it all day. It's all good. I don't think that's something like Turkmenistan or I'm just kind of throwing names out there, but
I just try to make the most ridiculous sounding names that don't sound real so that nobody can really get offended by that.
Hakparast.
Yep. Dude, it sounds like their version of PBR. Like, that's what they drink. Are you guys going to get a Hapkas right now?
Let me get 2 Hapkas.
Question for you.
Yes, sir.
I see that the more different PBR has some cups on the back. You are a chiropractor.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on cupping? Because I've recently had it done for the first time, but I also don't know anything.
Well, there's 2 types of cupping. You talk about the dry cupping and the wet cupping, and there's distinctive sort of benefits to both. When you talk about the dry cupping, it's more like a massage, right? Because, much of what they do is just the vacuum sealing a cup to your back, kind of creating like a little, vortex in there, lifts your skin off its place. It can kind of decompress areas that have tension built up, a little bit. And then many people engage in putting a little oil there or lotion to kind of spread it up and down. It can feel real good, kind of having a spreading effect of that decompression activity. And that's about the extent of it. Then there's the wet cupping, which in the Muslim religion, they refer to as hijama. Hijama is like
interesting. Okay.
Sort of there's a lot of spiritual context there, but the short of it is that it's essentially creating little micro incisions in the back, right? They have tools for this that actually make it like, and then doing that same vacuum sealed thing, and then it's drawing the blood out, right? And it's creating a little bubble. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen them.
Yes.
They exist, right? So there's 2 types, and now that is thought to draw out the blood that has kind of the greatest viscosity, which, again, a lot of spiritual context, like it has a lot of the gunk, the toxins of the body and this and that. I don't know if that's been fully substantiated. My thought, and some people are, let's say critics will say critics will say that that goo that you come out of the blood that suction might just be a blood clot. The blood sort of coagulates pretty quickly, so that might just be it. But it is certainly a great placebo effect. You see all that crap coming out.
Yeah, and
like, man, I had that in me.
Well, my favorite thing was, as it happened to me, they were talking out loud.
The dry cupping or the wet?
I thought it was dry.
Well, they didn't make the incision. They didn't like
No.
penetrate you several times.
I don't think
which is
so.
illegal in the state of California, but
Yeah, I was about to say.
you find I know some black market guys. They do some.
I don't think they did the illegal version.
Some states it's legal, but funny enough, California is illegal.
Hilarious. But when they did it, and I wasn't sure how this works, but if somebody does that cupping to you and you look a certain way, they walked in as they were talking around me. They go, "Oh yeah, ref's really dehydrated." Is that something you can tell from when that happens?
I'm not an expert in cupping.
Yeah, okay.
But I will say, I mean, I know that acupuncturists will look at your tongue, and they can tell a lot by your tongue.
Interesting.
Like a lot. They have a whole chart of just like, okay, what kind of thing, and very descriptive terms like soggy.
This is, again, I wouldn't know this
I'm
shit.
not an acupuncturist, but again, I got a lot of buddies who do, and we share campus, and I had to do a little quick rotation in there, and didn't learn much, but what I did learn was.
So, okay, hold on. We got some comments already, and I want to bring these up. Kevin Cooey, good to see you.
Cooey.
Little piece up.
Is that Cooey of Cooey Control?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Dude, that's like I use Cooey Control.
You do?
Yeah,
That's
dude,
what's up, man.
It's a good way to control their toes and hide it, and then easy. It's like a banana split, but
Absolutely.
that's how I know it as that name.
We got a note from David Acetunu who says, "Please save me from the Latin UFC commentators. I don't want to talk trash about them. We know them.
Beltran's
I will talk trash about the American ones.
Dang.
Well, at least 2 American ones. There's also, they got this Brit in there tonight.
This Brit.
Who's talking about governors and stuff on there.
Yeah, nah.
Here's what I would tell you. I think I'm happy for Bisping to get the call from a standpoint of, yeah, he's been around, he should, but
He's a personality.
but
he's won a lot.
I know when there was a schedule conflict, my first thought was, oh God, I didn't think it would get worse. I mean, part of the reason we do this is because I just don't listen anymore to the commentary.
Interesting, yeah.
I can't. And I think what I was nervous about, and you guys will have to tell us because I've already gotten a note so far from somebody, and I'll read what that note says. But my thought was there's going to be a ton of bad dad jokes between DC and Michael Bisping. And while I was driving down here, I was watching some of the prelims, and like it was reaching all of my don't love this parts of commentary. I heard DC talking about respect. That's pretty much the only thing I hear him say. And that's when I know he has nothing to add to a conversation. He'd be like, oh, he's got to get out. He's got to get some respect right now. And I go, okay, listen, dude, these guys are fighters,
That's
not Rodney
some hard-hitting
Dangerfield.
commentary.
Yeah, exactly. And then
That gets to the core, man.
2 seconds later does the exact same thing. Nice single leg. He hoists it. Does not get much
man.
from there. So Bobby Green.
It's a tank.
I should also point out we should be writing down our scores.
Yeah.
So
we'll
I'm
do
gonna go
mulligan on this one.
I will. I do remember what I did on one of them.
I just
The
didn't watch
second one is
I forgot that I
it's a
had to
little iffy. I'll think
it
about that one. I do note here though that says Haspratt
Hasparat.
got that Ronda head movement, and then
Let's see this.
definitely said the
Better hands though. He's definitely covering his face a bit. Not as good at judo.
no. And listen,
We'll never
dude.
see judo like that again, man. That was,
No.
Maybe Kayla, what's her name? Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison?
Maybe, you know.
Maybe, dude. She's new in her career, so
Olympic,
we'll see.
but Olympic level. You know, that's the standard. Right? So it's like, okay, you know, she's the one person whose name stands out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bobby Green is now inviting for a war to happen. And
God, I love 5th rounds, man. It's just like, that's it. Like, he's got that Nate Diaz energy, bro. Just come on, let's go. What?
I love the shrugging it off, like, nah, that ain't it. And dude, that
Hasparat's staying, you know, in his pocket. He's staying, you know, focus, stick to the plan. Don't get emotional.
so the note that we got from an audience member, they texted me to say right at the beginning of the broadcast for this fight that he said, Bisping just said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. LOLOL. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the thing is, I see UFC really, from what Eddie Bravo was telling me, and, you know, I don't want to say, but this was like a pretty open conversation, just the idea they're leaning towards more former fighters rather than actual, you know, commentators. People, like some guys are kind of getting...
Yeah, and I mean, listen, dude, they want to bring in and show off their talent, and they do have personalities that help to brand the sport.
Sure.
The hard part is they're not necessarily broadcasters. So obviously that's a lot of work for Anik to do on his own.
Yeah, Anik's good.
And, for me personally, I feel Anik's a little bit of a robot, but I love how much work he puts into it. Like,
He takes it serious.
He takes it for serious, and I think he's usually the adult steering the ship. So for that much, I definitely respect and understand him. Do you have tattoos? Are you a person who has over the... Oh, I see one right there. What does that mean?
Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, look
According
at
to
that.
my Wikipedia search.
Oh, no.
Printed it out. It wasn't Wikipedia search. It was a Google search. What am I saying? Wikipedia. Google image.
I'm so nervous.
Printed it out. Went to the tattoo guy. Like, this is it. I'm hoping. And I'm like, I did a few image scrolls.
Sure.
Like, this should be jiu-jitsu.
Japanese, though, right?
Japanese.
So if you
From
would
the ancient...
Have you gone up to anybody who's Japanese or anybody who speaks Japanese and been like...
I think I had the mind to, but I can't directly recall. I've certainly, typed in jiu-jitsu in Japanese, and it's been all right. I haven't gone crazy yet. Yeah, but what if it says like oven mitt or...
Bro, I can't tell you how to live your life. I get nervous. I get nervous. Hey, but you know what, though? Looks dope.
Yeah, a little some.
That's probably on some sort of scroll, bro. I think that we have a delivery here, sir. Look at this, opposite side over there.
I got you. Oh, perfect. They could not have...
He is taking care of that. I'll take care of some business right now. If you guys are following us and you like what you see, give us a like and a follow. A like and a share tonight will get you, what's that? A toast live on air. And yes,
Chick-fil-A in the house.
look at that. The luckiest gentleman over here. Question for you, sir. Did you end up getting a spicy chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Spicy.
It says here, David Acetuna, as Jeff Hardy said, this is your body. Use it and abuse it because one day you're going to lose it. Thank you so much, David Acetuna.
Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
I think so, bro. I can't tell you.
What was that movie from? What movie was that?
Oh, God. Look at that. Look at that champ. That championship eating right there. Good Lord. Hold on. I can zoom in on that. Like, honestly, the way this is here, you would think that we're sponsored by them. And unfortunately, we are not. So I would love to get sponsored by the, Chick-fil-A. I don't fuck around with what you guys do all the time, but your
Wholesome
spicy
company.
chicken.
Wholesome company.
Good.
They're closed on Sundays.
They are closed.
For that reason, I ordered food from them.
As you should. Is there anything else that usually closes on a Sunday that you're aware of
A
here?
lot of stuff, but they're standing for something. I don't know what.
They're standing for family.
So, I like people who make stances.
As you should. So,
Sandwich is good.
let me see here. Oof. I think the audience has enjoyed this one. And just from the look of it, I think that Bobby Green should be your winner. At least he's telling us he's the winner.
His hands are up. The other guy's hands are not up. I'm led to believe Bobby Green won.
All right. I'm putting that down because...
Well, the eye test, other guy, Kasparov, is definitely tuned up. Got blood
Yeah.
nose.
More different PBR is...
I don't know if the cupping was the difference maker.
What if they did go back and they'd go over to their cupping guy and be like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, what if it was like Iraq where they dragged him through stones? Because you lost, you were my
So look at this.
No,
For Bobby
that's not
Green,
out.
significant strikes,
Certainly,
163, 341 attempted. That's a 48% significant strike accuracy. So that's almost 1 out of every 2. But I would say this. Looking at that, though, that's a lot of fucking strikes that were thrown. So good on him, man. Even though he looks real loose, it is effective. So normally, well, there's a good omen. We're about to hear the score.
Significant strike, yeah. He was definitely inviting the strikes. He was playing the game. I felt him
Yeah, I think so,
moving
too.
forward. I didn't pay attention at all to numbers and stats, but
No.
the other guy's tuned up.
So, look. I think that's Jason
we know those guys?
Krause. Yeah, Jason Krause
I
is...
feel like I know a lot of people who just
he's
aren't-
a manager for a number of big people. The place that he manages, it does escape me at the moment. It will come to me shortly.
Beltran's so focused, man. He takes his job
Oh,
so
dude, he
serious. Look
does.
at that dude.
He does.
Stone cold face. Look at that. Just straightforward.
Don't
Not
get me
breaking.
wrong.
He's not breaking. He's not breaking. No emotion.
Don't get me wrong. I love the
You're
fact that
pointing.
we have Beltran. I really do.
Yeah, CJJ EBI. He's a mainstay. He's been there from day one, and he's sworn allegiance.
Having said that, I do believe in my heart there is a Kindergarten Cop reboot that he needs to star in. Because when he has the fighter's hands and he's holding them like this, it's like him being like, grab your partner, hold them, walk them to the door, everybody, now, get them out now.
Yeah, like, was that Vin Diesel movie?
Oh, the Pacifier.
Pacifier?
Yeah.
I saw that one. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's some emotion.
I have no idea why we're telling them to fuck it, but good.
I agree, sir.
Yes.
Fuck them.
What a exit. And you know what? My favorite was the cameraman. There's a dude who's a photog who went like, oh. Like put his camera away because he was so surprised.
The job
Oh
description.
no. What a hero. I love this shot. I love this camera.
Well,
this
great.
camera's high definitionness.
Yeah,
My
it's like
word.
movie quality, right?
Oh, it's very, very.
This is more like
very
live
beautiful.
TV kind of stream. Right
An
here.
official head ambassador.
Did they get that pic?
At Howler.
Oh, no, that's cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah, of course, man.
That's a cool dude.
Look at that. Taking photos and selfies with
I've always
audience
been like,
members.
Those are the guys you got to say like are the cool guys. They appreciate the fame. I'm always telling Eddie this, like, listen, you're always gonna have people. I've said this many times. Like, you're always gonna have people from all different cities that, to you, it's just another day in the office. They're gonna come, and that's gonna be like a moment they'll forever remember. Like, and I know it sounds weird, it sounds creepy in a way, but it's just reality that people are gonna remember the time they came and visited Eddie Bravo.
Can I tell you this right now?
So he's always taking photos. I'm saying he's the most gracious guy, but
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Dustin Poirier's Hawaiian shirt collection might be the most powerful collection in all of sports. I'm sad that I don't have his swag or ability to pull them off.
Dustin Poirier.
But yes, thank you so much, Court. Yes, let's go. Green, he did go. He won.
Green.
He did good.
He did go.
I would say, I'm going to come over here. I just want to see what the score was. 30-27s
He
all
gone.
around. Good news for you guys, who also saw 37-27s all the way around.
Damn.
White balance. Didn't do it.
I took my mulligan. I'm ready for the next fight.
If you can see this, you would see that I did good. I'll put it on a...
And I was picking up the food.
I mean, listen, dude. Everybody plays a part here. You
Next fight.
You did a hero's journey. You brought me food. So let me ask this.
Chicken nuggets too.
Oh, I forgot about those chicken nuggets. That's awesome. Let's start with this. Why? Why a gym? Why did you open one? What made you want to do it, sir? Especially in the crazy times that we are in.
Right, definitely layered question there, right? So I was a white belt, starting jiu-jitsu in Chicago, and after a little bit I found, the Gracie University stuff, and I thought, this is good stuff, it makes sense. And it was amazing that they said, like, you can open up a school as a blue belt. And in fact, there have been many successful blue belt school owners, and now I understand why. It's because of the curriculum in place, the safety, the structure. I didn't want to ever open one until I was a black belt, just for my own reasons.
Sure.
And that dream never really died. Just like 8-9 years later, start a career, sort of thing. Just make the investment and kind of went for it. And that being said, I am like basically a sworn allegiance to Team 10th Planet. Any competitions I compete in, I fly their banner. Gracie is not a team, and that's been sort of my good foray, my good, bridge into, 10th Planet side. Like, I'm not coming in trying to, like, go against anyone, right? I'm only, like, pro team. And then understanding that Gracie is really the basic fundamentals. You're talking about, like, the Aleo Gracie lineage, right? Like, legit. I mean, these guys came here, they got their grandsons, and they do the right curriculum. I mean, I'm not saying there's not other right stuff there, but it's something that makes sense. You could say you're learning how to fight or defend and survive in a street fight. Cool. That being said, 10th Planet has, like, style. They have offense. They have, destruction, pain. They have, really the community is amazing. How they support each other. How, like, if you become someone in 10th Planet, like, literally you can. That's like you said. I mean, like, I look at how amazing what the Freak Brothers have built. Oh my God. Boogie and Gio. I mean, those guys are like role models in so many ways. Not only are they like really great guys, they have fantastic jiu-jitsu. They're world class, but I mean, there's a lot of successful jiu-jitsu competitors who don't have 500 students, 600 students. And I'm fortunate enough, I'm about 50 minutes north of Oceanside and about 30 minutes from where I live. So I, hit them up once or twice a week. And Gio's very accommodating. And I ask him, and I'm like, kind of what's your secret? Like, what's one of the, if you had to give him like one piece of advice about like new school owner, right? Good question, basic question. Sure. And he's like, bro, just focus on the connections. This is Gio Martinez, right? He's like, focus on the connections with your students, make people feel like welcome, like they matter, like, their questions matter, like just that idea of like, they're not another number here. Nobody's just another number. And as long as you don't lose sight of that, like you're going to explode. Right? And I definitely concur with that. Now, I'm very inexperienced, but why jiu-jitsu? Now, why in these times that I open?
Sure.
Right? And I think it would have been very difficult to open a school and then go through COVID, right? Fortunately, near the end of COVID, especially in Orange County, there's a lot of real estate that was unoccupied. A lot of tenants, or what do you say? Not tenants, landlords that, what are you going to do? Let something sit for years and go unoccupied, or take a decent offer that, everybody could win. So kind of had my numbers in place and kind of looked around for all these spots, like what's in our price range, and then, kind of tried to negotiate. And then this place kind of, they bent enough that, especially considering the area, considering the location and the territory, it's like, all right, like, yeah, Laguna Hills. This was always kind of a option. And the Gracies, they have their like territory protection, much like 10th Planet has territory. Sure. There's a lot of, Gracie Baja, headquarters, believe it or not, is like 3 miles from here. But we're not affiliated with them, so I'm not stepping on anyone's toes, right? So
I've told my wife it's very akin to like the mafia, where they go, you don't touch this corner, okay?
We don't recognize the association of, I'm just saying.
I've always wanted there to actually be a family meeting where the 5 families come together and everybody has a discussion that's like, these no-gi guys, they no respect our area to me. You walk into my home, my pajama home, and you disrespect me by taking my students. How do I go with that? How do I work? How do I go? So to me,
come to me.
A Brazilian Godfather, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
However, yeah, you're right. You have the ability to kind of do your thing out in a space. I'm looking at it. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's good.
And as you were mentioning, obviously there is a thirst for businesses to want to use the space for industry, all that sort of stuff. One thing I do want to compliment you on, and we talked about this off air, but it's very true. This is the first time I've ever come to do one of these where the parking is infinite. I walked in and I go, oh my God.
Vast expanse of parking. When you talk about parking lots, I can, in good faith, say I don't think I've seen a parking lot
No.
with this much parking for a jiu-jitsu studio. Maybe equal. I've gone to some that have like ample parking for sure.
Sure, there's definitely been places I've gone that have had decent parking. But this is another level,
this
dude.
This is spoilage. This is your cup runneth over. That you could say, I don't like this space. Maybe I'll try another one of these 50 spaces, 60. Well, there was a Big Lots next door, and it shut down recently. So that, and they were never really packed anyways. They shut down maybe a few weeks ago. But even when I opened, that parking lot was never full.
Sure.
And then that whole warehouse, that big building, they're allotted so many spaces. And then, you're talking about so many, things. Even we had a grand opening here in October. No problems whatsoever. Nice. I looked out, it was like everything, dude, there's plenty of space. So it's certainly a trove of chicken nuggets.
What have you found is the most surprising element so far of being a gym owner? So what has been the most surprising thing as a gym owner, sir?
You know what? It's how and this has only been a recent discovery more and more. I saw it a little bit in the beginning, but I didn't really get in conversations with the students to understand it better. I've been starting to talk to the students a little bit more, get like more organic feedback. And really it's the way that how they see their future with jiu-jitsu. Okay. I'm just worried about like, are you going to quit next month? A little bit, sure. 3 months, and I'm trying to show and give everything I got on the mat. And then these guys are like, bro, like I want to go to black belt. I want to do this much. I want to like become an instructor. I want to do this. Like, man, you inspire me, bro. Like I want to do this. And I'm like, who the hell am I? They're like, That's part of what I'm saying. And then I'm like, this is what sort of we learned. It's like, you're thrust into this leadership position. You got to accept kind of what comes with the territory. And it is certainly, let me get that. Was that a laser?
You were talking about Gio.
Oh. I thought that was the thing on my shirt right here.
No.
That's
That's
on
just
the
a
screen.
dot. That's a screen.
Yeah, Gio Martinez, yeah.
But you were talking about Gio and Boogie. And one thing that they did during the pandemic that I was really, I wouldn't say surprised as much as I was like, yo, that's a great gesture was. When people didn't know what was happening, they put their students' payments on hold for those first few months. And to me, I was thinking like, dude, whatever you think of what's happening, like that's a real way to be connected to your students and to still be able to say like, we get it. It's not what we want to do, but we care about you guys so much.
Eddie did that too.
Oh, I
Eddie
didn't know that.
LA, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was very nice for like a few months. Then he opened back up. And
Sure.
then reactivated, but yeah, certainly while the school was closed, he didn't charge any fees. And I know that Henry and Hero, they didn't charge any association fees during the thing, so that was very nice. And some of the feedback I've gotten from guys has been, they really cared.
They did, and
they tried to like make a lot of options, and I saw it. Like I was still technically a member at Gracie HQ during right when the pandemic shut down, and we got an email just basically describing like all the different options we could do. You could put your membership on pause, hold, sort of thing. And if you like pay like a small fee, you can like still keep your Gracie University membership. You can still like keep your price locked in for good, and they like make perks and stuff. And they had Zoom classes, which they did as about a good a job as I think one can do Zoom classes.
I actually would agree with that. I thought so too.
They did a good job. I'm just not a fan of Zoom.
I don't think anybody is.
I'm like, when I was doing it and I was like at home on the mats, well I was very skewed. I was very biased in the sense that I was at home, 2 blocks from 10 Planet HQ, right? Still training in the pandemic the whole time. I would go home, do a Zoom class online. I was like, cool, okay, learn a couple techniques. And I'm like, man, but I want to go roll now.
Yeah.
And I went and did the stuff in rolling, and it was good. But it's like, man.
It's hard because
it's hard.
For me, I was like, dude, I don't mind the precautions, all that sort of stuff, but I don't really feel like doing a Zoom. Like, I would rather just not do it, and that's how much it bugged me. To be like, it's cool. I'd rather watch a DVD or an instructional. And this is a live instructional happening to me, but it's under the guise of a class, so it's not a private. You can maybe ask some questions. And
yeah, my issue wasn't the Zoom classes. My issue is Zoom. It was great. I mean, the classes were amazing.
Having said that,
And then
I would want to point out a few things. Number one, this is the second fighter in a row that we are seeing here.
I gotta like do. My
Yeah, you got to get another one, sir. So grab not championship rounds, so the 3-rounder, please. If you guys are watching, thank you so much. If you would like to drop us a comment, dope. If you give us a like and a share, we will give you a toast and a cheers on air. But right now, we are seeing Juan Hernandez versus Moicano. And Hernandez coming in with the cupping. Look at that.
Dang, Hernandez with
It's
the
2 in a row, fam. That's 2 in a row. Okay.
Bet against him.
You bet. Wait, did you bet against him?
No, I'd say bet against him.
You're saying bet against him
So far,
now.
we're 0 for 1 with the cupping.
Shit, damn.
Maybe it's the same guy who cupped him.
That's how we can
That
talk
guy's
about
like, this guy's got everything. I got my whole career riding on this guy. Get everything.
What? How would you rate Moicano's tattoos though?
C-.
C minus.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm making it passes.
Okay.
Right.
I like the artwork.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
think that his tattoo artist did a great job.
I'm a hater, though. I'm a hater. Why are you listening to me?
It's kind of hard to do a show without listening to you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know what, dude? That wasn't the most beautiful takedown in the world, but it is.
Oh, I thought I was going to get a
effective.
guillotine. I thought I was going to grab that guillotine, but he wants to stand up. That little Jeff Glover switch, boom.
Dude, okay, so now I want to bring this up. Okay, so Hernandez has an excellent underhook.
Ooh,
Almost, dude.
Getting his feet out.
Moicano puts pressure on himself and gets the takedown now.
Good nice.
Goes
Just
to
right
mount, doesn't
instead of-
quite have it. He's going to have to work the pass continuously.
Moicano, I remember Brian Ortega had guillotined him. Mm-hmm. And it was beautiful guillotine, sort of. And Henry's taught a lot about that class, about how when you get a guillotine on someone, if you can get that body triangle from closed guard,
Okay.
it's much stronger than just having the ankles crossed. It's going to keep his body a lot more compressed. And Brian had that.
Interesting.
He had the neck wrapped. He knew that Moicano, the first round, was going to, eventually shoot, right? Like he's going to shoot and try to win by a takedown. And then second round, he had one chance. And, he, delivered. He wrapped it. And Ortega's like a very gifted guy. I mean, I've rolled with him a few times at HQ, and hyper explosive, very considerate, like plays at the perfect pace of like what you'd want him to play. The one time I rolled with him in gi, triangled me in like 8 seconds. Just grabbed me in sleeve collar, but you got to understand, man, sleeve collar, and then like bat out of hell, hips shooting into the ceiling, and he just like locks it up right there, and like my arm isn't even across. I'm kind of like still kind of opened. And I'm like choking, I'm going red, and he lets go and he lets me like pass, and then he just defends safe hands like the rest of the match.
It's kind of funny in the sense
like he got me. He knew he got me, so that he's like, I did mine.
It's funny in the sense that that's one of his go-tos, along with his savage guillotine, but it's the degree of which I can't stop this. And screw this, dude. This is gi. Like this isn't it. No, come on, bro. Like be bad at something.
I was eating a chicken nugget.
It's okay. People don't understand how hard it is to talk and do a broadcast and to eat at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't want to sleep with food in my mouth,
What you kids may not know is I am the world's slowest eater, but I did put away an entire chicken sandwich while he was giving the origin story.
Deluxe.
While also giving some active listening and controlling the show as we were doing it. So, I'm doing multitasking here. Plus, trying to keep a weight on what we're going to score this one.
Moicano definitely won this round.
I think Moicano did win this round as well. So, Judge, you got to put your name. You got to put the fight. Hernandez and Moicano. Just so you guys know at home what we do, we put it to our guests. We put out a challenge, which is, hey, listen, you guys actually have to keep score as the fights are going, because we know some people who do judging, and do judging be hard sometimes. So we put a challenge out to keep along and try to do their best at this. So I'm going to go ahead and put Hernandez as fighter 1 and Moicano as fighter 2. So let's see. Oh, these are 5-rounders.
5-rounders, man.
Well, no, it's a 3-rounder, but we have the 5-rounder scorecards. So that is 10 and 9. Excellent work there. I like listening in to what the corners say whenever I can. In fact, that's the only thing that kind of sucks about losing the audio on this beast, but it does happen. Look at this, man. Look at this multitasking that's happening here.
Yeah, responding.
No. Responding. Right. I like that you put it down like it's a fucking gun. Like you just shot someone. You're like,
not going to show you.
You don't have to. Though granted, that's the exact same way I tell white belts how to get rid of whenever they finish a submission. Be like, okay, if someone taps,
hey,
read me my rights, cop. Get out of here, pig.
It was clean. He had a chance to tap. You see this this like viral video that went where it's like a woman kind of like shoved a girl in a jiu-jitsu match, and that girl ended up beating her. Like fairly, like this girl's got like 30,000 followers or something.
Okay.
And the woman, like once she like tapped to a triangle, she's like, "When I tap, let go. When I tap, let go." Like in a competition.
Yeah, I don't know.
In a comp, like I'm like, dude, chill. Like if it's like in the academy, I'm like, okay, maybe I will look at the cameras and see what happened. But like,
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I don't know if I have that control. Like, I would feel bad. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Like, that's just me. Even in a competition, I get it. But dude, I'm the type of person who's like, I thought we agreed to kind of kill each other.
Yeah,
like I know that this is a sport. Like, I get that part, but Moicano. Heavy shots right now.
Ooh, wow.
And look at this. Hernandez
shot that double trying to get in.
Is trying to get into half guard. Gives up his neck.
That bite came on.
That is a good setup right here. Oh, body triangle's in. He's going to tap, and he is doing that exhausted tap, and I totally understand that.
Scorecard doesn't really matter.
Scorecard.
I voted in favor of Hernandez.
That's it.
The cupping,
I mean,
dude. 0 for 2 cupping.
oh,
Cupping is
dude,
0 2,
cupping
man.
is not looking good
Cupping
tonight.
is like
Guys,
getting a beating today.
let's all take note right now. Cupping does not work. I didn't say it. The science said it.
The science, bro.
You
We're
got to
getting
follow the
data.
science.
This is raw data.
This is dude. Listen,
This is like we're watching it as it happens.
I'm not
Is
gonna
this
fight
cupping?
this.
Is it the same guy?
This is the same guy.
That guy. I mean, that guy must be pissed.
Beautiful combination. He hit on all those. That
Just
shoulder.
Boom.
Hmm.
Those, never know what kind of strikes you can expect.
So, okay. You were talking about the fact that when you go into a competition, much like that woman over there, you're not necessarily going over and saying, like, hey, when I tap, let go, right?
Right.
What are you thinking? Like, what have you agreed to in your head when you go to compete? Like, because I think that might tell us what people have signed up for. So in your head, when you sign the paper and you say, I'm competing, let's say it's ADCC,
Yeah.
what have you agreed to there?
I think, ultimately, you got to be okay with someone who's going to go 100%. You got to be okay with someone who's probably going to do cheap shots. And what I mean cheap shots, I mean, I've competed where I'm in half guard and guys will just like smack my face trying to like get past half guard. I'm not even saying that's not like combat jiu-jitsu. I'm saying like little collar ties that they're just like doing and little things, and they're going to grind the thing. Stuff that maybe I might have felt myself doing like as a white belt or something. People are trying to get under your skin.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you might pick up the pace a bit, but you just got to kind of accept that roughness. It's going to come as part of the territory. Sometimes the roughness is a turnoff in the academy.
Sure.
But you can't be like pervious to that. What's impervious? What's the opposite?
Well, you can't be pervious. Impervious means that you
Because I
should
was
be
taking it off
impervious.
the root of impervious, but I've never used pervious as a word.
Hold on. Let's see
Like,
what Moicano has to say here
can't
real quick.
be-
We'll return to that.
Brazil.
So, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to point this out. Moicano is speaking to DC, and I think this is the hardest thing he has had to endure as an interviewer yet, because it sounds like a Brazilian when they get really emotional and drunk and start to tell you that one thing that doesn't happen until the 10th thing. But
Wow. Let's go.
I got that part.
Wow.
Oh, there's a boa. Oh, I know boa.
Yes.
Yay.
My job is done today.
Jesus, DC. Good for you.
Jesus, DC.
I listen, dude. I am not the biggest fan of DC as a broadcast analyst or as a interviewer, but this is a very difficult task, and I have to give props where props are due. And if you have somebody who's literally in the interview saying like, "Hey, let's talk about," I don't want to talk. I have things to say. Okay, first of all, boa. Second of all, boa. You go.
Boa.
Let's look at that fight.
Beach.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I want to
It's a
point
tough call
out.
tough call trying to ask the UFC for more money.
Listen, dude, closed mouths, not fed.
I'm not part of the UFC.
In this regard, though,
Yeah.
oh, man.
We're gonna put this one aside.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, bro, we're about to find out something real deep about you real quick.
Bro. That thing is blessed. It's like baptized now.
I was like, bro.
Being dropped on the floor.
I was like, is he going to eat it
Yes.
just to prove how clean his gym is? And be
Yeah.
like, I would eat
On air, maybe off air, and then I'll say on air, hey, yeah.
ringworm, delicious missing ingredient.
We scrub these floors. Is that a celeb?
It is a celebrity who's too busy to.
I don't know those guys. Rhea?
Yep.
No,
Cool.
give me like a good UFC fighter as an audience member.
Absolutely.
That gets me going.
You got to go do. So, okay. We were talking about what you agreed to when you fight. My question to you now that we've discussed that, is there anything that you've done in a competition that you've regretted? in terms of the way you conducted
Yeah,
yourself.
there was one time.
Okay, what was the one time?
All right. We did this 3-on-3 tournament. That was brown belt. And it was an EBI OT rule set,
Okay.
right? So it was me, the guys from Six Blades, Brian Mendez, and like another guy, Mike Hermosillo.
Okay.
And we went against 3 guys from Checkmat. You know, Elder Cruz.
Oh, God,
Monster.
yeah.
Bro, I was with him when he was a white belt. I remember his intro class.
Oh, my
Because
God.
I was at Checkmat. I was a brown belt at that time.
Oh, my God.
When Elder came in his first day. And, like, you know, just this good wrestler, real enthusiastic, real nice guy, you know, just curious, lot raw talent, insane takedown. Like, his takedowns, he went and hung with the best at Checkmat HQ, just, like, toe-to-toe on his feet. Then, you know, his jiu-jitsu was just a matter of time.
Sure.
Training with Lucas Leitch. Anyways, him, Dewan, something, and another guy. And I went against Elder. And so I survived. He took me down. He mounted. I defended. You know, I got back to half guard, but like defend. We went to EBI OT, and I got his arm. Now this girl who was the ref, I don't think she understood. Turns out like she didn't really know the rules. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm blaming. No, you know, see what I'm doing. I'm already blaming someone else.
I mean, you're setting up the scene, so that's important
I'm setting up the scene,
to
but
go there first.
I know the EBI rules.
Okay.
I know for a fact that when I hug the deep hook, you cannot hug the leg.
Okay. Yeah. You have to start. You can be close to it.
Yes, your hand has to be on the mat, though.
Yeah.
Hand on the mat. So, what up, Todd? Yeah, jump in, bro. We got my student here, Todd Gasser. I'll give him a little formal introduction in a minute. You can take a seat for now.
As we're clearing the Chick-fil-A, which you can
Yeah.
have, but you've already.
See, you said you had some food, so I was like, all right, well, I'll go through a drive-through.
Well, how about
So-
hold
so-
on? So I'm going to cut the camera in a second, so we can introduce him. But I'm going to let you finish real quick, and then we're going to do the introduction. So go right ahead.
So
sir.
the one thing I was telling him, the one thing that I regretted doing in the competition, it's the one thing that I regret. I've never
Okay.
done anything else that I regretted, and because everything else was just, I went as hard as whatever. So this time, I was in EBI OT. I know the rule. You cannot put your hand through the person's legs.
Sure.
I was on defense, and I was wrapping, and the guy was like, he started with like his, the underhook on the leg, and I said, you can't do that. No, hand. Here, and then those guys were like yelling. He's like, hey, what? So, because it was very emotional. It was all for like money,
Yeah.
Cashing, because like they were doing, and like the ref, like she just was kind of like frozen.
Yeah.
And then I like screamed up at them, like, no, like, and I kind of like went back at him, and I really didn't need to, but it was a very like just kind of bark because it was.
But it
I
was
trained with
also
them.
there was a rule set.
But I
that
know
they
the, and I'm
weren't
like,
there.
I know the rules. And I yelled at them like real emotion, like I know the rules, sort of thing, like trying to tell me like.
Sure.
And that was one thing that like, and there's people watching, like I didn't have to like kind of like lose my cool there, but it didn't affect anything. It's just then the ref, she's like, oh okay, you're right, okay, they put the hand to you. She's like, next time just be a little more calm. I'm like,
To be honest, that's not that bad,
It's
dude.
not that bad.
Like,
I mean,
if
I've
I'm
gone
looking
hard.
at
I
that-
put my head in people's things. I've like kind of done things. I don't regret those things.
Well, that's fine. I don't.
This is the one thing I regret. This is the one thing
Oh,
in the
no.
competition though that I lost my cool for no good reason because of the guys that I was going against, and it was very like, I was training with Checkmat, and then went to 10th Planet, and it was all love.
Yeah.
It's just I vibe with 10th Planet.
That makes sense.
I happened to go to Checkmat for a few months when I moved here because it was really close to my Cairo school. Lucas Leitch, and he's amazing, and I have total respect for those guys, and I go to open mats occasionally, and it's all good. And I made a decision because I was at 10th Planet and Gracie, and then there for like a little bit of time, and I was like, this is way too much. What am I doing right now? And then I'm like, Penner gave me some advice. He's like, bro, you know what we want to do? Go to Eddie's. Like, come be for Eddie. Come do that. So I went.
Did he say it like that, or does he say it like Henner says it?
He said it in such a poetic way, man.
Do you want me to see if I can?
Like a way that I can't say no.
Do you want me to see if I can replicate how he said it?
Hey,
Okay.
it's on you, man.
Here we go. I think it's really good if you actually go with Eddie. There are a lot of great positives, but I'm going to go through the first one. The first one is no, you're not going to talk about this. You're not going to bring it up. I think it's good, actually. You know what?
I'm not going to talk bad about Henry, but
There's nobody talking
nobody
bad
talking
about Henner. This is just an
Henner's a man.
impression. Let me point this out.
it's an
to you.
impression. It's an impression.
Henner, if you cancel him, not cool. But you're not going to cancel him. You didn't do anything. I'm literally the one doing the impression. No, the secret to a Henner impression, as per me, there aren't many people who do impressions in jiu-jitsu. But you kind of just do Robin Williams, but like a slightly Brazilian version of Robin Williams, because
I do his dang, like dang.
Dang's good.
That's like trademark.
It's obviously trademark, but I'm just saying in terms of cadence, not content. But if you've ever seen Robin Williams do stand-up, go and watch the speaking pattern that Robin Williams does, and then watch how Henner talks. And if you don't find the pattern that happens that's exactly the same, it's very similar, because the only thing that's missing is for Henry to be like, oh, hey, don't want to go over there. It would be improper and true. But anyway, back in the 80s, this is how Robin Williams would perform. But if you take that a little bit higher, that's actually Henner right there with a lot of energy.
Watching Henner on Shark Tank was quite,
dude.
What a like treat.
Hey, you know what, dude?
You talk about, I mean, that guy, he went and he dominated them.
He was great, man.
The room. He just went and I interviewed him about this actually. Like, it's in print, right? Just like the fact that he went and they told him backstage, like, just don't hold back, and he took that advice and was like, he didn't hold back. He's like, it went on. He went full blast energy.
He went full energy, absolutely. And listen,
and he's
dude,
like, he didn't stop.
Of anybody in jiu-jitsu who I would trust to actually follow through on.
We had our representative there, dude.
Hey, man, he's a brilliant pitch man. That was a really great
marketing
performance.
red belt, bro.
Absolutely.
I mean, I learned so much just like every interaction with him, dude.
So my question to you now is, you are tasked with the introduction here, sir. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put the camera on him, but you have to do the introduction. So here's how it's going to work.
I like that you wear the same shirt.
Are wearing the same shirt. Sir, say the words. Go. Introduction.
This is one of my students, Todd the Man Gaster, business coach extraordinaire. We've had some good talks, man, and he happened to be in the area. We just chatted a bit, and I'm like, hey, you in the area? He's like, yeah, I'm in the area. Yeah, just come over. That's like Larry David said. Yeah, why don't you come over? Yeah, why not? We got an extra mic. It's got some chicken.
There you go.
Some chicken.
Well, Todd, thank you.
I got tacos.
Thank you for coming. You brought Taco Bell.
This is Raph, by the way.
My name is Raph Esparza. Brilliant to meet you. I always appreciate whenever we can meet people on air. There's actually no better way to meet me. This is probably the nicest version of me possible.
Like, he has to be nice now.
I have to.
It counts.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm on camera, so I have to keep up appearances. My question to you, though, and this is a real big thing, because I love me some Taco Bell.
All right.
Okay? Now tell me the truth. What's the order? What did you end up getting from Taco Bell? Do not hold back, sir.
This was just a quick and easy, because I was driving by it to get here.
Understood.
So it was just soft tacos.
How many soft tacos? 3 soft tacos?
Just soft tacos. You got to qualify that with quantity.
Yeah, 3 soft tacos.
Soft tacos.
From Taco Bell. Which means that, there's not a whole lot there.
That's okay. My wife and I have a very, very good shorthand. So, true story. My wife, I love Taco Bell, as Americans should. But
True American food.
But here's the thing. She knows my order so well. Now all she asks is, how many? Because she already knows the other part. So for me, a Taco Bell, a fulfilled order is chips with a little bit of the nacho sauce. Just one.
That's in here too.
You didn't say that.
Well, we didn't get that far yet.
Well, I said, tell me what you had, and you just said, you literally went,
on the
okay.
Tacos, and you're trying to take me somewhere that I wasn't ready to broach yet.
See,
he has a drink.
I didn't mention the drink either.
This is a mess.
Listen, dude.
This was screwed it all up.
This was a very sincere
Can
question.
we start over? Can we do it again?
Yeah, of course we can start over, except it's live.
So I was driving over here and thought, hey, here's some food.
When I hear you say that, and I think to myself, like, okay, cool. He understands the game of Taco Bell. He has gotten 3 tacos. But you have to understand something about me. I looked at your order, okay? Just the bag.
Yeah.
And well, that's the issue. When I saw the bag,
you knew there was more than
I know there's more. But you know what I can't do? I don't fat shame people. So I'm not going to be like, audience, I think there's more in there. I was like, nah, let me just hear him talk it out. So I let you do it. I gave you the opportunity to say it. You told me 3 tacos, and I said, my man, I've seen Taco Bell bags my entire life. I know how big they are. So it's the chips, the drink, anything else.
Nope, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Is it? Napkins.
Yeah, napkins. I'm sorry. I didn't order napkins, but I got Doritos. I mean, so that's not part of it. I've got my hot sauce.
Yeah, hot sauce.
Okay. All right. Necessary, super necessary.
There you go.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. My thing is always, I do the following. I do the chips, I do X many tacos. That's what she asks. But then I also do the cheesy roll-up. Let me tell you about the cheesy roll-up.
Uh-oh.
Because some people want to do like a quesadilla. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when I've had that much Taco Bell already, let's say 3-4 tacos is normally my go-to, and I've gotten a train that night, my first thought is, to work this off, I will have to roll with somebody for 40 minutes. Add a fourth taco. Yeah, just bring that in there.
Yeah, see?
But instead...
I like the thought process there.
The thought process is real.
I mean, yeah.
And my wife does not care. She has no problem with whatever. She's just like, here's your Taco Bell. And to me, I'll be like, thanks, babe. I love you. It's a lot to take in.
All right, I'm going to have to go through a confession here, though.
Okay.
All right. I'm more of a Del Taco guy than I am a Taco Bell.
Interesting.
And but there wasn't a Del Taco, close enough as I was coming here. So
plot twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to throw that out there. I'm more of a Del Taco guy.
Del Taco, I think, has better tacos for me. What they don't have are the cinnamon twists.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't give you air.
From Taco Bell.
Yeah.
That thing is like, that was my childhood.
Have you ever had tacos, though, that do taste like cinnamon? Because every once in a while, I think they merged the two. Because this taco has a little cinnamon in it, and I think they got lazy. And it's happened more than once.
Yeah, some trendy places.
I can believe that.
Yeah, where they put like eggplant in the taco.
Oh, yeah. See, that just screws everything up.
I think they're like Mediterranean. Dude, tacos don't, this ain't Iran, dog.
But if I do have the cheesy roll-up, then what ends up happening is I don't need a quesadilla. I don't need a burrito. A little cheesy roll-up, perfect size and economic. It's like $1.50 or $1.25 money. So that is my ideal Taco Bell order. Now, to the Taco Bell uninitiated, there's a place called the Taco Bell Cantina in Vegas. Are you familiar with this place?
There's one up in Newport, too.
Good to know.
Yeah.
But the one specific to us in Vegas is important for the following reason. My wife wants to get our vows renewed at the Taco Bell Cantina.
Okay, you married up is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Like, listen, dude. So when people first meet my wife...
Only in America.
When people first meet my wife, they always leave saying this, she's funny. And I'm like, who do you think I was going to marry? I make people laugh regularly. I'm not going to go home to somebody who sucks. Like, hello, wife. It is beautiful to see you. I've turned off my humor bone.
Yes.
Are you ready to watch some PBS Masterclass?
Oh, see.
Let's do that.
Featuring Hillary Clinton. Believe me, she actually made one. Bill Clinton made one too. He did Masterclass, and I saw the commercial for it a little bit, and I'm just like watching. I'm like, wow. Look at her, like. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. It's like she's.
We could definitely take
like
a turn here.
Absolutely, and here's the good news.
We can go deep.
I don't
PBS
have
Masterclass.
I don't have any issue on thinking our audience is going to be turned off by any of that. Did you say Ben Wallace?
Ben Wallace.
Okay. Why don't you
gotta get the big hair though?
Disperse the third round cards, if you would, sir. So just to fill you in, what we do is we do keep score.
Okay.
So that means as the thing goes, you have to keep a log of who you think wins a round.
Okay.
So do not miss those. I don't want you to do it after the fact. I want you to stay in the moment. Can I trust you to do this?
I'm good.
Have you done this before?
I may have once or twice.
Wait, how have you done it before?
Well, I've been a fan for a while.
Okay, but not everybody's kept score like this. What kind of educated friends do you have, or have you done judging before?
I have not done judging before.
Okay.
But I mean, I judge regularly.
Okay.
But
so in your head,
not,
you do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But have you ever filled out scorecards?
No.
Okay, cool. I was about to say, like, who stole my shtick?
No, never.
Before I did it?
Yeah.
Okay, dope. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you, sir.
All right.
And we're just going to watch us some fights right now. Do you have any particulars? Oh, I see this. Bryce saying, what up, Raffleton? What is up, Bryce? Hope the AZ is treating you well, my brother. Let me see here. Do you guys have a preference on this? Do you have Cannoneer or do you have Brunson?
How do you spell that guy's name? Cannon?
Cannon
Like
and then IER.
Cannon.
Yep. Cannon. Yep.
No, it's Cannon. Cannoneer Bruns.
Do you have any specific feelings on either of these gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know either.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, we're gonna learn together. Except I'll tell you this: Brunson, ever since getting the little Meteor Man haircut in the hair.
Is it Derek Brunson?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Brunson is really good, but since oh no.
Eating those real.
Ugh. That's the problem though. I'm like, bro, I don't want to ever do a takedown when people can elbow me. That is my kryptonite.
Yeah, I just realized that like MMA is a different animal. Like I love to like spar with gloves and stuff and kind of play the game a little bit, but I mean, you don't take brain damage if you don't have to. You know?
No, please don't.
I actually asked Henry once. I asked him once as a brown belt, like, and I was kind of almost finishing up Cairo school. And I said, Henry, hey man, like I'm kind of like I'm thinking about like amateur MMA, like maybe doing a fight or two. Like, what do you think? And he's like, hey bro, I could see it, skill wise, but listen, finish school, don't worry about that. Just like get through school, build your career. Don't and give me that advice. Is like, you want to open school, right? He's like, focus on that. And he has a point. It's like basically, I mean, it does take a certain type of commitment, personality. And in hindsight, it was very straightforward advice.
Absolutely, dude. And
Very
it's
straight, like no frills, no nonsense. Like he's not speaking like, what do you call it? Like, dreamer sort of thing. It's like unless you make it big in MMA, it's like it's a rough life.
sure. But how long did you have that as something that you thought about or entertained?
Since like blue belt, and I
Okay.
just something like it'd be cool to like get into, again like an amateur fight or something. But
No, I feel you. You're not trying to go out there and become a UFC champ. You just kind of want to be able to go out there, test some skills, get some interaction, and get some feedback on what your skills do in a real life setting. That all makes sense to me. However, I say this as the world's most professional hobbyist. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
this
no,
is fun, dude.
this is
Like
fun, yeah. I love
this to me,
jujitsu.
I've told people, I'm like,
Jitsu got me into it,
bro, like, I guess this is the closest I'll get to my dad's level of finding golf, where I found it. I go, I'm going to get old doing this. I'm going to be here for as long as possible.
Someone said this to me as a white belt, and I've never forgot it. Like, and this guy's a black belt today. Jiu-jitsu is the new golf. And it really
wow.
is, because you can go to any city in the world, you're going to be able to find a club. You're going to be able to find friends. You're going to be able to find a crew of guys that kind of like, they do the same thing in and out each day. And without fail, any city I've gone to, I've been able to do that. Have people tell me like which train to take to the hotel or whatever, like which, some people go, have a bite with, or, even people like we've gone out to like, clubs and stuff. It's it's really a beautiful, community.
I mean,
And I think for me that's been such a big draw for it, is like the fact that like, especially in my 20s, I was traveling a decent amount. And I actually, that's how I met you. I was traveling out to California for like a couple weeks. Stayed at the LA Jiu-Jitsu Club.
which was amazing.
I was a patron. And
You were, and
spent a week there. They had extra beds, and it was kind of like an Airbnb in a sense.
yeah, I mean,
I
the
embrace that.
LA Jiu-Jitsu Club 1.0, the new version just opened over in Camarillo. And
Do a little plug for them, yeah.
absolutely, I love them. And we'll be doing one of these with them down the line. Eric and I have already been talking about it, but
I'll
he's
pop in, bro.
oh, that would be great, man. Yeah, he's been in the process of doing his wrestling season is going on right now.
Yeah.
So he and I have been back and forth on it. So he will be on the show. We'll probably do an interview first, actually. But Eric's good people. That's a great place to learn. But yeah, dude, I remember that, and I remember like I've seen your journey in several steps.
Dang,
Oh,
whoa, he
shit.
just laid one down, dog.
But Brunson,
Are we getting some choke action? Okay, right to mouse. He
no.
remount, boom.
but you know
He
what?
bit his foot into the. It's all fundamentals. Look, what is this?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Is this? Am I speaking out of turn here? Or
No, you're not. I mean, this might be
You
good.
don't need to wrap thing. You can do one-handed choke.
He's a little underneath, but I think that
But it's so hard with the
Cannoneer,
glove to get the bicep grip. That's what
it is, but I think Cannoneer's trying to just keep it up.
Oh, yeah, he survived that.
Wow,
Held
he
it
did.
out, dog. Held
He
it
does
out.
make it
He
to
looks like
another
Ben
round.
Wallace.
I mean, listen, dude, I wouldn't be happy about that if
like
I
Ben
made
Wallace.
those technical.
Ben Wallace was an all-star, bro.
I'm not even.
Double
saying-
machine.
I'm the one
Guy like
commenting
the
on the
Bulls-
match, and you're the one being like, "I'm going to shoehorn this Ben Wallace comment, no matter how many times I have to."
He was the biggest Bulls acquisition of the worst era of Bulls basketball.
Hey, this is a good time to ask.
You know, remember again, I'm from
Pistons,
Detroit. So
Pistons. Yeah,
Pistons.
he got a big contract from the Bulls after he left Detroit.
Yeah.
And then he won championships in Detroit and part of a legacy there.
So I guess-
and we were like, oh, Ben Wallace, we're getting a superstar. Turns out he can't score.
This is
No.
probably a good time to figure this
rebound.
out.
Block
So,
shots.
where are you from again?
I'm from Chicago.
Oh, who knew? How would you ever be able to tell that?
I talk about it.
Yeah, I know. No, I get it. It was one of the few things.
It's been mentioned once or twice.
1800.
It's one of the few things that I learned super quick. Yeah, I mean, listen, dude.
Pride.
Good positioning. Everything was in a good, solid
That was
state.
Brunson, right? Who took the back?
That was Brunson
Yeah.
who took the back.
Yeah, that
Yes. Did you hand me a new card?
Dang, fully locked in submission. I don't know if I can give that 10-9. But
Let me see. Judge me.
see, that's where it's like you got to be careful with the single leg, in that. Oh, beautiful takedown. Beautiful takedown. Looking for that underpass. Boom. Right into the half guard. Bro, like, this is what I love about Gracie Combatives. Todd's here. He's a student right now, and he, you can attest to this. He's been putting in, solid. He's got about 1 stripe now. Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
But he's been putting in, solid time, especially of late. Like, he's basically not missed a class in the last month. So ripping through the curriculum. Combatives gives you a good understanding of the general context of a fight, man. Like, we're talking, these are all positions we discuss.
Ooh.
Oh, tagged him.
Right
Cannoneer
his
made
guillotine,
him,
but when you get on the ground, it's like, it's pretty simple. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there isn't that many moves you're going to use in MMA compared to sport jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Roger Gracie even said it's like 80% of what you know in the gi. There's somebody who's like 90 or some stat. There's some quote out there that like doesn't apply in MMA.
So, asking about this, that was a good kick to the outside leg.
Brunson looks like Kel Mitchell.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Look at these kids.
Keenan and Kel, bro.
It's so interesting. Ooh,
that was-
snuck that
dude,
beautiful knee in.
Kel Mitchell's like brother. You ever watch that, Keenan and Kel?
Of course.
Good job.
You did.
Keenan, went off to SNL. That was good.
I mean, listen, dude, he's had a very, very impressive career at SNL. He's not my jam, per se, but he's had
hung
some
around.
incredible moments, and he's the longest tenured SNL cast member of all time.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. Though previous longest tenured people in the past have included Daryl Hammond, one of the best impressions of all time. You also had, for a split second, Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows was
Solid.
great. Brian
solid.
Fellow. No, that was
Brian Fellows
This
is
is the
Tracy
other
Morgan,
Tracy Morgan.
but he was the ladies' man.
the ladies man.
Now,
and
do
then
you
he had a
notice-
spin-off movie from that.
Do you notice that every time, though, that Brunson gets hit, he takes a moment and just, like, runs back like a kid who got smacked,
Appreciate
runs away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, stop hitting me.
There's
and then
more
goes
to
right
this
back
than
to that.
science, bro. Like, for him, it's emotion, bro.
It is. It's all of the emotions
Swag,
happening
man.
at once.
You got Cannoneer. Cannoneer.
And the third longest tenured for a split second was also Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
So Phil Hartman's one of my
Troy
all-time
McClure.
goats. Oh,
I'm
God, he's so good.
You might remember me from such TV shows.
Woo! Brunson's nice
what,
head kick there, though.
I'm a big fan of Gilbert Gottfried, and turns out he was on SNL for like
He
a
was in the
split
80s.
second. But then he was like, from what I was listening to his Rogan interview, he was talking about how he was the most like they came right after like the A squad, like the
Yes.
Belushi crowd, like they were the replacements, and they're basically compared on that level. It's like and like it didn't go like so hot.
Yeah, and I mean,
Not like I mean. 'Cause
They-
he's funny. He's a funny comedian, dude.
yeah, I mean, there's a
Watch
lot
some
of
his roasts.
there was a lot of people who were funny during that era. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was in the '85 cast. Anthony Michael Hall, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. There was a lot of big talent that happened there, and that they just kind of didn't know what to do with them at that time. And it wasn't until Lorne came back in '85, '86, reboot the cast, and that's when you started seeing Lovitz, who then gave way to Phil Hartman, who then gave way to Dana Carvey. Like, that's when they reassembled a whole new dream team, because those people that they brought in to rescue that show brought it back in such a way that by the time you get to Mike Myers, Adam Sandler, it's become a phenomenon into itself once again.
And this conversation started by saying that Derek Brunson looks like Kel Mitchell,
Yes.
who was not on SNL.
He is not on SNL. So you were alluding to the fact that one of them had all of the fame and glory, and the other one,
What's a Mystery Men?
he's all right, man.
That's a good movie. You see Mystery Men?
I've seen Mystery Men. I know it well.
Dude, great movie. Great movie. Fantastic movie. I don't care what anybody says. I watched that movie so many times. I would bring girls over and like say, "Listen, you got to watch this movie. If you like this movie, I think we're gonna get along." I can't tell you how many girls it scared away. Like saying this guy's a weirdo.
It's kind of like your filter process.
Oof.
If you
Ooh.
like this movie, I think we'll have the same kind of
Ooh.
humor.
Speaking of which, Cannoneer's
Oh my
out.
God, that's it.
Or Brunson is out. My apologies,
Brunson is
everybody.
out. Forget that.
Wow.
First round, dog. You had a chance, dog. You got Ben Wallace, bro.
Bro.
There's nobody home.
Bro.
What a moment.
Took care of him like it took care of the Spurs, bro.
Woo. That was
Took
impressive.
care of freaking Tim Duncan.
Fuck,
Elbow.
dude.
Damn.
That's...
Dude, his head bouncing off the pavement.
Yeah, that was.
That's why I'm not doing MMA.
Well, that thing, you know, if you can avoid brain damage, do it. I mean,
I'll say that many times. Well, just listen. Let's play. Let's be ready. Let's develop the reflexes, and we wear gloves in our advanced class, once a week, and that way you guys get a feel for it. And then even all our drills, everything we do in combatives is based off punches.
Hold on.
This is not a sport. This is a self-defense system.
Wait, something just happened there. Black Magic's going to come on in a second. Okay. So I want to point this out because I just noticed on the telecast, Bryce just recently put an LOL.
LOL.
Okay?
What does that
But look,
allude?
okay? Look at that photo.
What is his photo?
It's just a photo of him like a
Harry Potter. Is that Neville Longbottom?
It's essentially. But then how did he get a new photo?
Bro, he's
Look
into
at this. Did you change your screen profile in the time that you've been talking to us?
It's a plugin.
I want an answer to this, Bryce. Look at this.
He's just dropping emojis, bro. Give us a clear answer.
I don't know. You know what it is?
Good night, sleepy.
I think
emoji,
that he's in
LOL.
the process of being held captive, and the only way he can communicate to people is through emojis.
He's going through a lot. He can't express himself, so he's trying to find the right face to leave it to half to call me out on all my life decisions. Well,
It's not hard to do.
it's a lifestyle podcast.
Listen, look, dude, I don't have much to go off of here. What I have is a photo of you and words. So when the photo is different than the previous photo, there's not much you can do, and it does not look like Derek Brunson is going to make it to the official call. And who was reffing this? Was that Diamond Dallas Page who just reffed this match?
It looks like, looks like he's got sunburn. Got eczema on his nose.
This fool just literally put up SOS. Let's hear what he has to say here.
Brian Mongillo? No.
Bryce.
DC? Except for the 5 times you lost. Usually. Okay, 15-5. That's
So
usually.
now he's complimenting Brunson's
MMA is like.
wrestling and saying, like, listen, you know that is something that you have to put up with if you're in this division. But that elbow, that short elbow, so beautiful to watch.
That dropped him, dude. Elbow, backhand. See, man, that middle distance, bro. It's like. It's its own art.
Talk about all the time.
Right. It's just. If we
Danger
can,
zone.
Danger zone, right? Well, I mean, it's its own art. It's its own sort. Like you can go drill boxing.
Oh
you
shit!
can
Did that?
make this your game?
Did you guys see that there was? Oh no! Did you guys see that there was a towel that got thrown in? By the way, at the exact same
Really?
time.
I didn't see the towel.
I missed that. I wish you could TiVo it. Whatever happened to TiVo?
I
They
could
still around?
probably zoom back,
Ryan Mongillo.
but I'm also not gonna chance it.
Bryce.
Yeah, it's
Said
Bryce.
Brian.
You're
I
okay.
saw BRY and I'm like, why? And I'm like, that's about it, right?
So Cannoneer is looking around.
He increased his chances by 3%. Dana's like,
I can guarantee you that Dana White just gave him a thumbs up, like, yep, sure.
We'll find a fight night.
Okay, well, that happened.
Dude, Dana White's a shark, dog.
Yeah.
Like, he has built this to a crazy business. But then, I mean, you hear the stories. You hear the people saying, talking about the pay. People going over to Bellator saying, wow, I'm making so much more here than I was ever making in other places. There one in Singapore. Mm-hmm. Based out of Singapore, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See, that's cool. I'd rather see him than, like, Sugar Sean than freaking some rapper. Is that a condom?
I think he had a condom.
I think that was a condom.
And I think the condom is themed from, like,
That's
his
like a
line.
circus color, yeah. His line. He has a line of condoms.
Could you imagine, though, when you get a condom from one Sugar? Because in that scenario, if you want a condom to break when you need it the most, you get one from him. So I don't know what kind of branding that would be, but
Sugar
anyway.
Sean, dog.
All right, so
We need it the most.
we need a few clarifications here. Okay,
Lab in Glendale.
it says Bryce got to make my way over to the lab in Glendale. I agree.
Which lab is that?
He lives in the AZ now.
Arizona.
Yes, so there's a place called the Lab.
Oh, it's called the lab. Oh,
Yes, one of the best MMA places to train. And Doreen McLean says Cannonier looked hungry for the win. He absolutely did. He definitely looked hungry for the win and then hungry for a paycheck. That man looked at Dana White and said, "Make my life better, fam. I want more food on the table."
Man, he was like, he definitely survived that first round, man. I mean,
He did.
He was eating that choke. I thought it was over, and then just clock ended.
Yeah,
So I thought like Kel Mitchell was going to beat him.
he was definitely in the realm of living with the choke, which you never really want to do. Like in jiu-jitsu, nobody ever says like, dude, give him your neck so you can make it to the next round.
Just hang out, yeah.
That's just a
hang out
bad
there.
strategy, dude.
You'll get it at least. Tucked it in.
So, question
Lewis.
for you, Todd. So, you've started your jiu-jitsu journey. What made you want to do it? What made you want to come and do the jiu-jitsu?
Oh, I've been on and off for probably about 10 years.
Tell me your introduction to jiu-jitsu. This is
Okay,
this is
okay.
why I want to bring him on, actually. And then, we can
So my first experience
leave the
with-
names out of it. But
with jiu-jitsu is I show up for my intro class, and I'm paired with a guy who's about 320 pounds.
Okay.
And they start us standing up, and so he leans into me, and I sprain my knee. And so the instructor says, "Well, let's go to the ground then." So now I'm kind of limping around.
Sure.
We end up on the ground. He says, "I want him to mount. I want you to feel what it's like when they're taking your breath." He says, "So he's going to mount you, and he's going to lay on top of you and just get low and heavy as you would say."
Okay.
So he gets in mount, puts the hooks in, and I separate a rib.
Keep
So
going.
I'm like, all right, I got to take a little bit of time off, recover,
Sure.
get the rib back into place, and
Still wanted to train.
yeah, but I still wanted to train. So once I recover, it's about 3-4 months, whatever. I go back to the same place. Same guy pairs me with the same guy.
Come on.
I swear to God. Comes in, and it couldn't have been more deja vu. We start standing. He leans on me. I can feel a little pop.
No.
Down I go. Here we go again. Same thing. He lands on top of me, and I could feel the rib pop again. And I'm like, you know what? I think I've had enough for now. And so, this was back in Texas, and I moved out here about 3 years ago, and so I started doing some training in Costa Mesa, and love this guy. He's great. He told him all about my injuries. And so he specifically kind of like took me under his wing and was like, okay, you're only gonna work with me. We're not gonna let anyone else touch
The
you.
other extreme.
Yeah.
Throw him to the wolves or
Yeah.
No,
And-
you won't.
Yeah, he says that way. We can get you at least some sort of foundation that you can build up, and then go from there. And so I would train with him for a little while, and then my travel schedule is nuts. And I happen to live here in Laguna Hills, and one day I have no idea why I Googled, but I did.
Well, you said you saw some YouTube stuff. You saw
Yeah.
Hunter here a little bit.
Well, yeah, because I started Googling, training and so forth, and I came across the Gracie Combatives. And so then I followed that, did some YouTube stuff, and I went to Gracie University, looked for locations, and this one happened to just opened up, and I'm like, okay, this is 5 minutes from my place. I got to jump on this. And so I texted him or emailed him, and got back to me right away, and came in, and there you go.
Signed up.
And I have not been hurt while being here.
Oh,
So
good.
let's go ahead and throw that out there. No sprained knees, no separated ribs.
I remember the first class, and he was, I could tell you were definitely timid, and you had told me a little bit about your experience in the intro, but then whole class is a good vibe, like smiling, like he's getting my jokes and stuff. I have a certain humor that can turn some people off, but I think others just kind of like, share it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I felt that like, okay, I think he fits in here. This guy, like, well, jiu-jitsu aside, I think like we're gonna have a good, sort of feeling here. And then, jiu-jitsu's safe. I mean, it's designed for everyone, man. It's designed so we can get anybody to blue belt. And I mean, that's not to say, okay, like anyone, like, put anyone or like, and on this guy's like on here and this guy's here. No, it's just to say it's like, it's a solid program that has all the basics kind of within it. You're learning fundamental jiu-jitsu. You're learning stuff that you're watching UFC from the family that created UFC, right? And has a guy in the UFC, and all the moves are very easy to kind of understand in context of a fight, somebody actually trying to hit you. And then, but I think the bigger thing, that aside, is the culture that we develop, right? Talking about every single time we drill, guys, talk to each other, give a little feedback, go slow, ask questions. And every move is taught with such consideration for safety for the partner. And I mean, I can't take credit for that other than just running the program. And then,
Big question for you, though. So when do you plan to pair him with that same person that you're going to fly in from Texas?
Did it today, man. I want to find that guy. I want to like hunt him down. And say,
well, I got to tell you, I was a little worried today because who my partner was today.
He's good though.
Oh no, but I mean, it was just.
But
it's not him. At this point, it's just repeating. Where you're like, bro, this has nothing to do with you. I've just lived through some shit.
Yeah.
So, Todd.
Yes.
On behalf of all of jiu-jitsu, welcome back.
Well, thank you.
And here's why it's important. And I'm glad that we're telling the story.
No, I love it. And that's what I told you the other day. I said, it's been a long time since I've been this passionate about something. I absolutely love it.
That's why I did the Larry David thing.
But you have to understand, like, I feel like you're not alone in the sense of getting injured, feeling, I'm sure, some kind of worry, like, is this going to happen? Yeah. Can I actually come to this? Because sometimes if you have significant others or people who love you, they give you that talk of like, well, do you really want to do this? And the hard part is explaining to them, this is amazing, and I need you to understand why it's amazing.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because my best friend, right, when I'm going to start training again, he says, all right, which hospital am I going to meet you at? Because I mean, it's happened so many times.
I mean, first of all, solid joke, but second of all, come on, man. I feel though, as somebody who always roots for people to train, I always get really happy to hear the stories that bring them back. Because a similar story, but different that we often hear in jiu-jitsu is, I wish I started earlier. And when people say that, they always wish like, oh man, if you guys had only seen me when I was at my athletic peak, I'd be running this place.
Al Bundy syndrome. And actually, that's what got me into it. Ed O'Neill is a black belt.
That's true. Yep.
Under the same lineage.
Absolutely.
He did a Gracie breakdown.
Yeah.
When I was a two-stripe white belt, something like that, and I watched that Gracie breakdown of Henry Huron and Ed O'Neill, and I'm like, Al Bundy's a black belt. That's what I mean. I was already training a little bit, but that got me excited.
Yep.
That got me like, whoa.
But
I love Married with Children.
Having said that, I've told people I started around 29-ish, maybe 29, 27, somewhere in there. And I remembered thinking like, oh, I wish I had started earlier.
Oh, man.
But then I had a moment where I go, you know what? I'm really glad it found me when it did. Because it really, it does find you when you need it. And so it is strange, and your persistence is part of the good story. One of the ones where you say like, yo, it's good that you're finding it now. Yeah. Because I'm sure now, having come back to it twice, I mean, it tells me you're around for a while with us. Yeah, and the one thing I remember saying, because I started at 10th Planet here in SoCal, and I remember day one, I was like, after the first trial class, I go, cool, sign me up for a year. And they were like, wait, what? We didn't do anything. And I was like, I want to do this. And I remembered being like, I had, at that point, I think I lost my mom, and I was like, you take care of your family, like everything becomes more important at this time. Yep. And I remember telling people like, oh, I would go to train, but like, I'm trying to do work. I'm trying to do this. I don't have time for it. And so I became one of those inconsistent kids. Now that I'm a coach, I know who those inconsistent kids are. Right. So when, people are like, oh, they just don't love it that much. I'm like, I don't think sometimes that's true.
Sometimes people need a little, little motivation, little kick in the butt.
Sure. I think we find different people. But having been one of those people who was like, no, I was a lifer from day one who said, I got to go help and take care of what I need to take care of first. And now I'm back. And then once I came back, I was like, well, get ready, world. We're making up on lost time. And as a result of that, like, now I don't worry about belts. Now I don't worry about anything. I don't worry about ranks. I don't worry about competition. I know that I like doing it, and it makes it fun for me. Yeah. And I feel like that is something that I wish for you now on your journey, because it sounds really cool that you found your way back to it, and that you're here with good people, because this is a great place to train.
I absolutely love it here. And I think one of the things that, besides the culture, which is a big thing for me, I've always said, if I can't picture myself sitting on a beach somewhere sipping on a Mai Tai with the people I'm working with, we're not doing business.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's a criteria that I always do. And but the thing, with jiu-jitsu, so to go back to your earlier question, what brought me to jiu-jitsu is I'm a smaller guy. And the thing that, as Arman said, that it works for everybody. And so being a smaller guy, and I don't know if you can tell this already, but I might have a little bit of an attitude and a smart mouth. So, sometimes it might not be a bad idea just to make sure I'm okay.
Checked.
I'm gonna be really clear with you. You're the nicest person in this panel.
I was gonna say, you've done nothing on air that I think would have given.
Like you right now are being like, well, I don't know if you guys heard this. Kind of a bad boy, and I'm like,
I'm definitely not a bad boy.
I literally had friendships end this week just for some shit I've said that I go, all right, bye.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
It happens. I have one hat. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Life is rife with change. It's the only thing that's guaranteed in life is change. Good, bad, ugly. But then you're gonna fill in the gaps with what is this thing? People drinking out of a shoe? Is this the new trend?
Yes, so this is
What's going on? Like,
it's called the Shoey.
Athlete's mouth? What's going on?
All right, see, and I was just about to say the other thing about jiu-jitsu that I really like is it just makes sense to me.
Okay.
And then we watch someone drinking something out of a shoe.
I don't think they represent jiu-jitsu. I'm not taking them.
All right, I was just like, the timing of that just wasn't.
Don't you put that on us.
Raph asked, like, you guys want to usually have a beer on the air, and I said, it's the Gracie.
Yeah, we just said it's probably not the smartest thing to do on here.
It's not right.
Right?
It wouldn't be right to have it. And I was like, yeah.
Listen, dude, we're not trying to get anybody in trouble who hosts these things.
Be worthy of the logo on the wall if I was having.
Having said that, if we brought in someone to do a shoey, people would lose their shit. And my issue is, I keep telling people, I'm like, why are you guys making this a thing? Because reporters, when they get the opportunity, they do this. So, Derek Lewis, if you win, are you going to do a shoey? And then he looks and goes, I don't really want to do a shoey at all. I just want to do a cuppy. I'll give him a cuppy.
Again, it goes back to that phrase, stop making stupid people famous.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's...
Catch Me Outside, how about that? She became a huge... multi-millionaire
bad
star.
Baby? Bad baby? Yeah.
Dude, I have never seen someone like from so little get so much.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
From that one little word. I mean, that's the outlier of all outliers.
The unfortunate part is, it's a really good saying. The dumb part about it is that you look at her and you go, it's this very same thing that I'm doing with the Detroit Dust guy, where I go, I'm not sharing any of it. I'm not making memes on him. I'm not sharing him. I'm not giving any of that guy my time.
Dude, he's
but
like Dojo, dude.
Many people who do my line of meme making, they do that and they get good numbers for it. But I'm like, you know what, dude? It's not worth the numbers to me. Like, if I meme you, chances are I kind of think you're okay, or I kind of think you're good. More often than not, I actually know you. But
it's an honor.
We've always known, our policy from day one was, we won't do a meme that we wouldn't say to somebody's face. So we've been doing this show, this verbal tap for almost 10 years, and I've never really had anybody confront me over a joke. I've had people be like...
Terribly nice, that's a problem.
Kind of, but we've said things that I think could be racy, but I think they're usually like jokes that if somebody did confront us, I'd look at them and be like, aren't you the person that says this? They'd be like, what do you mean? I was like, are you the person that says, why you guys all like snowflakes, or why do you guys get all about, like, don't do that. Don't be that person. You got to be consistent.
Yeah.
Having said that, I want to change the topic real quick. Who do you guys have in this one? Are you a Lewis fan or a Tuivasa fan? We'll start with you, Todd, sir.
I'm going Lewis.
You're going Lewis. Any particular reason why?
Yeah, I don't know enough about either one of them, but watching the highlight reels as they were intro,
Jeez.
that was my feeling. So I'm sticking to it.
Senor?
Tuivasa's got more of a beer belly. Going with him.
So is that a factor for you?
I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. Derek Lewis wasn't just shaking him off. He wasn't just shaking off. And I love Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis got legit firepower. He looks so comfortable in there. Like, he doesn't rush anything.
Yeah. I mean, Derek Lewis trying in for some wrestling. He may get a single leg. You know, dude,
there's so much force behind this.
This is the most powerful single leg you'll ever experience in your life.
Tuivasa, man. I mean, this you got.
Ooh, that was a great elbow from the inside. Reverses the position, has one underhook. Now gets a second elbow. That one doesn't have as much impact, though.
I'm going by the logic of you never like you know how like DC would win these championships and you're like the champ. Oh wow, amazing takedown! Look, you got him in the
Speaking
half
of DC,
guard.
yeah.
Very good. See, now it's different universe. Yeah.
Well, now Tuivasa's thinking to
look at his
himself,
eyes,
like,
too.
can we reset the position, please?
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh no!
Gosh.
Oh!
Dude, he's alive.
Wow! Tuivasa went into autopilot, and his autopilot is great. And who are those two audience members who have? Look at that! Look at the bling, and look at the jackets. They came off of a P. Diddy video in the late '90s.
Formerly known as.
And then look who, dude. Why is this old dude with a headset just?
Blue.
They just gave
We love
old
you.
Blue
You're my
a
boy,
headset.
Blue.
I think he's probably the timekeeper, and he's like,
He's the longest tenured member of the UFC.
It's been a good day for Blue. I love this. I want to be part of the people who get the headsets, though.
Oh my god, beautiful!
Beautiful wrestling by Senor Lewis today. Who knew that was going to happen?
Judo throw, bro.
We did get a question. We'll answer it cautiously because it could still be an ended fight any second now. But David Aceituno put a question to us, and he said, what do you guys think about starting the next round where the previous round ended when the rounds end in the ground? I would say no, and here's why. As much as I would love to do that in jiu-jitsu, we don't even do it in jiu-jitsu. Because, listen, dude, if I started certain rounds where I ended up, I somehow always like lose the first 4 minutes of a 5-minute round, and then I get up to top, and then you don't get a new partner, and you go, want to start fresh? I don't want to.
I think that Ken and Nie fight might have gone a lot different.
You're saying if that had happened? Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I was asking there.
Right. I mean,
Ooh, Tuivasa, man.
it's an interesting thought, but I think it just
we need
messes too many-
scorecards, and we need to rank that round.
messes too many things up, bro.
It's okay. It's okay. These are non-championship rounds. Everybody's done a good job so far. But Tuivasa taking that damage and coming right back up was danger.
Tuivasa.
Watch your back. Danger.
Lewis.
Woo! I enjoyed that a lot, actually. That was a very fun round. Judge, your name. This is Lewis. And Tuivasa.
Oh, I get the red one.
Ooh, this is blood. Blood of your enemies.
It just means it's correct.
Well, I think... Did you just say that means it's correct? That's great.
Red pen is good. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah, my dad famously would always pull out a red pen whenever he was correcting any of my homework, or he would look at it, he'd be like, let me see that. I started as a journalist, and my dad would take out this red pen, so that by the time I was going to do more journalism stuff in high school and college, anytime somebody goes, oh, I made some corrections, I was like, you can't hurt me. My dad has done this for years. I'm so prepared for it. So they'd like mark it up. I remember the first times I did journalism, they were marking it up, and I go, okay. They go, you take that really well. And I go, I'm used to it now. That's fine.
Part of life.
Or I would look at them and I'd go, your corrections suck, actually. This isn't incorrect. But now I'm like, dude, all these kids, if I had Grammarly and all that sort of shit when I was in high school, oh my God, I'd be a much better writer. For a split second there, did Lewis look like he was going to try and kick there?
Yeah, man, he's loading up. He was running.
Good for
He's got
him.
a great, he's got hella personality, man. I mean, his posts are super funny.
Yeah, no,
He's got his whole he's okay.
Yeah, he's cultivated a very cool thing. And the angles that Lewis finds, Tuivasa's just under attack this entire time.
Pinball, bro.
Tuivasa looks like he wants to call the cops every 2 seconds in this fight.
Oh man, he looks like a cop.
Yeah. He was definitely eating some punches there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hard part is, dude, when you eat those punches, it's kind of different when it's somebody who's, fairly good striker, but who has that power of Derek Lewis. Eek.
Uh-oh.
Nope, doesn't have it. Watch the knee, block,
Yeah,
come back
I'm
up.
familiar with that. That helps.
Yeah.
Woo!
What was it you were saying yesterday? Something about you take one punch to the head, and if you're a black belt,
Well, you've heard that classic.
Yeah,
quote,
of
right?
course.
Like, you take one punch.
Tuivasa, I think, staggered Lewis a little bit, and now.
Oh God, he ran into
Oh,
that
God.
fist. Oh my God. And what's that classic quote?
Oh no!
Oh, he's out. Oh,
Tuivasa deserves
Bro, I told you.
our
belly dog.
respect.
See that belly button? I
Wow.
said, don't mess with that guy.
That's
He tolerated that pain of that freaking belly button tattoo. He can take Derek Lewis's punch.
Yo,
man, that's 2 elbows, 2 matches in a row that go down with an elbow.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's pissed.
he feels bad, man.
I mean, of course. Gosh, oh gosh, man.
That was impressive.
Yeah, what's that rule though? It's like if you're a black belt, take one punch to the head of your brown belt,
Mm-hmm.
take another punch to the head of your purple, take another punch to the head of your blue. Who said that originally? Gosh, it was
God,
that
I don't even
old school
know.
quote.
So it's an old fighter, yeah.
Something. But I mean, heard it many times.
I see. Oh no.
Yeah, cupping. Did you see his cups?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see his cups? Derek Lewis had cupping. Cupping is 0-3.
Oh, cupping is 0-3. Oh shit, I didn't see that.
Data, right? Cupping.
Oh, cupping. I'm gonna have to put that one down. That's a great observation. Good catch on that, sir.
Yeah, just watch very
Okay,
close.
look
I mean,
around.
We gotta get a clean back shot.
On the back.
Okay. Gosh.
They're faint, but yeah, I think you're right. I have to
he was
see
sitting
another
still
angle.
though. He was sitting still.
It was when they had the light on it, right?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's not something you just see in like.
Oh.
Goodbye.
And Windows restart button. Dun 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 dun.
And there you go. You got the circles right there. The circles right on his shoulder blades.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing it. Oh, no, I see it now. They're red. You very, very lightly see
Cupping is
it.
0-3 today, man.
Cannot defy the science. David Aceituno putting a bunch of shoe emojis, encouraging people to do shoeys. Which
this
is
the Shoey
as we
guy?
said, yes, this is the shoey guy.
Oh, he's gonna do one, huh?
So, yes, but I thought at some point Derek Lewis was asking, or he was saying he would do a cuppy, which means he would take out the cup from the hot balls region. And,
If he does that, he's gonna. Okay, this will be interesting.
yeah, let's just not do any of
How
that.
much Joe Rogan was interviewing?
Actually, I don't know that you're going to get the interview you expect, but you might get the interview you need from this one. So we'll have to hear what the post-fight. Oh, you know what, though? Because it's DC may go up and interview Lewis. Normally, they try not to interview the loser. Joe's relaxed that rule over the years. But we'll see what happens here in a second. I just know that Derek Lewis is such a huge presence, especially in that hometown region, that I do feel that they may try to get an interview out of him. I mean, dude,
Throw your motherfucking hands in the air.
I'm fucking all about this. I get where he's at, and he deserves it, so I'm good with it.
Crypto.com, man.
There you go.
Awareness.
Did he say
New
he's
Zealand?
full of cum?
Cum. Yeah, something like that.
It's I don't know what cum is, but okay.
It's like he is. It's a contraction. I am.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So now they're gonna ask him about the last shot for the night.
Dude, that elbow was out of nowhere.
Yeah,
It was just
like very nice.
And then, boom.
We got one more guy coming. Chip,
Sweet.
my right hand man.
Chip will be here shortly.
Chip is going to be a regular at the gym starting this week.
Wonderful.
You'll meet
Love.
him and we'll talk all about it. But
Yes.
usually, My right-hand man, Chip Anderson, 3-stripe purple. He's working as a security guard, or he is working as a security guard at Disneyland.
Very nice.
So
Good place to work.
Good place to work. Good guy to know.
Yeah.
I have not gone to Disneyland yet, but I intend on asking him one day.
Okay. What do you think? What do you expect he's going to say to
Like I
that?
said, he's told me, like, listen, I mean, we'll take care of you, like, when you want. But
I just got to
busy.
throw this in there. You know, I'm
Mickey
a
Mouse.
huge Disney.
Oh, let me. So hold on. I gotta go back to the shot of you. Go
All right, so we got I got to get it in the camera.
right
here,
over
so-
this way.
I get my arm to go the way it's supposed to go.
Oh, I
Mickey
kind of see
Mouse.
it. Yeah, that's
Mickey's
dope.
hands are the clock.
That's adorable. That's awesome.
yeah.
So
It matches my tattoo.
it does. So you have a Mickey Mouse tattoo as
No,
well?
no, no,
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, listen, dude. I know
No,
people
no.
who have everything.
I won't go that crazy.
No,
Oh, dude.
no, don't do
Drink
it.
West. You're spilling the beer.
Why? Oh God, bad.
Why?
There's no beer in that.
Yeah, no.
Drink West. What's
Why?
West?
Why?
I don't know, dude.
Weast.
They're drinking to Diane Weist. That's who they're drinking to at this point.
Some
Oh,
things
good
I
for
just
him,
don't
though.
understand.
Listen,
Is the
dude.
main event next?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can I
that's
point
big.
something out here,
I
people?
mean, there's a lot of knockouts, so that's the thing.
We don't have to do shoeys. This is not a thing that you
I
need
never
to
even
do.
heard of that until
Just now.
yeah,
A shoey.
a shoey.
You ever watch was that Beer Fest?
Yeah.
Remember Das Boot?
Yeah, Das
there-
Boot's
yeah.
different. I
Yeah,
like
Das
that
Boot.
fucking movie.
Yeah, so that's more traditional.
He's
It's
doing
like,
another one.
No. Oh. And why are you cheering him? Why is this a
There, you
thing?
can have your shoe back now.
there, he was just like looking, who's got free beer? He's like looking around.
Bro, we'll get you some beers in the back. You don't have to drink them out of a shoe.
Wow, that's just.
Become a fan favorite though.
Oh, I know, but
Go viral.
listen, dude, this is the thing that I
following.
don't like.
Big
I
posts.
literally, so here's how you can tell the difference between me and other people. I literally told you I would not share a meme with the Detroit Dust guy because I have standards. And yet here we have some goons being like, drink out of my
These guys
shoe?
can fight though. These guys.
There's
can
not
fight.
the issue of
Detroit
fighting. This
Dust
has
is
nothing
just-
to do with
He's got a
anything.
cameo career going. He's chilling.
Dude, that dude is ridiculous. He's making millions upon millions. And
I feel so out of the loop.
you've never seen the Detroit Dust guy?
You're from Detroit.
That's why I'm feeling so out of the loop. I have no idea.
Oh my God.
He was hot. I mean, he's basically like. I almost don't want to like point you in this direction because
Yeah.
that's the whole point.
Well,
of,
you
like,
know,
what you're saying.
I'm going to have to look it up now.
You will look it up
Yeah.
and you will understand our
we failed.
reluctance.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
Yeah, you'll see why he cheapens everything that we do here. He cheapens everything. I mean, Tom DeBlas has torn him to shreds, man.
Yeah.
Like any legit martial arts.
But here's the
instructor.
issue, though. So the hard part about our sport ambassadors who have taken him to task, they're talking about him. And they're saying, like, yo, he's really bad for the sport. And the hard part is I think they're trying to figure out if you don't say that, people won't assume that, right?
Yeah.
So they're using their credibility to do it, but they're still building their name off of him, dude. Like, it is the dumbest clout chasing there is, which is what aggravates me. Because I look at people and I go, yo, dude, you're playing along, man. Like, this dude is getting more rich off of us talking and normalizing him.
Hating on him.
See, again, it's the stop making stupid people famous.
It's really what I believe. Listen, dude, you're speaking my language,
But
sir.
it's people. It's amazing what society's going after is like quick, cheap entertainment.
I mean, let's put it this way. If you go back to the upper echelons of, like, comedy, like, very basic comedy has always had a place in people's hearts. It's just the medium changes.
Yeah.
So that now, when you saw people in the movies who would make you laugh, like The Stooges, that was lowbrow comedy, but people loved it. So now what we have are people on TikTok who are essentially Stooges. They're just doing dumber versions of it to have their little short amount
Yep.
of fame.
Well,
So
I think
for
it goes
that, I'm
back-
just kind of like, ugh.
It goes back to the attention span. You know, we our attention span has gone down so much. No, TikTok is all we
Yeah.
can handle. 30
Tic-tac.
seconds or yeah.
Tic-tac?
Tic-tac.
You kids with the
that's a
tic-tac,
whole
do you guys
different-
gotta-
That's a whole
Tic-tacs.
different one. Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
I
yeah.
prefer tic-tac-toe, but it's very different. Okay,
TikTok. Yeah, I know you said TikTok.
let me ask you.
TikTok.
We're mostly just fucking around because that's what we do here. do you have a favorite in this main event?
Me?
Well, I'm starting with Todd.
Let's start with Todd.
Start with Todd.
Start with Todd.
I kind of want to see Whittaker pull it out.
You want to see Whittaker pull it out? Okay.
Bro, I can't go against Adesanya. He's a purple belt under Andre Galvao, dog.
What does that mean?
That means he can pass guard and hold it.
I mean, it also means he can get slapped and
Yeah,
not
dude.
do anything about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's got a whole arsenal of tricks. Like, he looks like a video game. And here's the thing: I don't know much about kickboxing. I'm not a kickboxing guy.
Sure.
Knowing nothing about kickboxing, you look at this guy and you say, "Wow, that's what that's what good kickboxing must look like." Like I never been like actually into like, wow, that the beauty of it until I saw his first fight. Then I'm like, this guy, and then it turns out he's actually like top level kickboxer in like Thailand and all that.
I mean,
he's like one at the highest levels of kickboxing.
I like both of these guys.
Adesanya's just like his kicks have that snap.
Yep.
That just are beautiful.
I like both of these guys for different reasons. I liked Bobby Knuckles as a champ. I thought he made a lot of sense. I thought he was fun to watch. Seeing him lose was a little tough, but I've also been a big fan of the Izzy era. I think he's a great star for the UFC.
Yeah, he's-
And now he's the second highest paid fighter under only Conor McGregor. And if you think about that, that shows you the confidence in the re-sign that the UFC just did with him. So that was just a day ago. They re-signed him to a multi-fight deal. And I think it's because they recognize they don't have anybody else who's really grabbing attention like he is. And he does a great job with it. I think there's a lot of potential for him to run the division. And he really has run the division. He's run through a number of different opponents. But to go back to what Todd was saying,
He's a draw. He's a pay-per-view draw.
he is definitely a pay-per-view draw, but I feel like what Todd was saying and alluding to was you do like Bobby Knuckles. It's hard to dislike him. And Izzy is even tried to lead a charge of being like, oh, you guys don't know. He's not a good guy. And I go, I don't think you can prove that. Like, you would really need to bring up some weird-ass shit.
Do some digging and pull it out somehow. You know, the other thing though with Izzy, which also is going to lead to you talking about the pay-per-view draw and all this other stuff. You know, him defending Rogan yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's going to create again an additional buzz, an additional PR,
Yes.
and so forth as well. So
Yeah, no, I mean,
there's definitely a mixture there.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, and he knows that, like, he will use his shield for Rogan, and that he is a big enough name that will garner some attention and that will get people to watch the UFC even more. I would say this. I would say with Izzy, like, dude, the entrances that he's had, that one that they showed on the highlight reel back in, I think it was, I always get them confused, New Zealand or Australia. I just call them both the same thing. When they were down there for his hometown and he did that flip, that little choreographed dance, that was up my alley, dude. All the other stuff where he talks about he's an anime or something about a death book and all that sort of stuff, I don't care, but the kids love it. And I look at it and I go, but it's engaging. Like, it adds a physicality, it adds something fun, and I'm good to see it when it's happening.
Again, it's a tangible thing, something that it's PR, it's branding, it's all the stuff that goes out there, doing something different than everybody else that sets you apart. You know, that's one of the things that made Conor McGregor so he could talk. And we hadn't seen a talker like that.
Yep.
You know, and you could go back to Sonnen and stuff, but there wasn't and even the Diaz's, but there wasn't someone that could do it as well.
Agree.
And so
That Irish accent, something about.
Oh yeah, that of course that
the
attitude.
trash talk's on another level, man. You just getting drunk Irishmen. Oh my God! Like, I went to this 10th Planet Amsterdam camp like 3 years ago, and you had all these guys come from like different 10th planets and stuff, and the whole Dublin crew, 10th Planet Dublin, came, and oh my God, they ran the house, man. I mean, they every night they were drinking and just like, oh, Arman, Dr. Arman, and it's good. I can't even do it, but they were just like, oh, Jitsu, and they had their own like versions of their accents, but the most jovial guys, nicest guys. Like, during all the seminars, I would go like their corner because like they're just talking so much shit. Oh my God, I mean, and you talk about guys that just partied but trained, but then super tight knit.
Were they hungover when you were training with them?
They were just like functioning.
Good for them, dude.
Just they have the Irish liver genes.
Because I'll tell you,
Those enzymes, the Irish enzymes are different than every other enzyme. They break down
That was
alcohol
awesome.
faster.
Oh, man, you're talking about Irish enzymes. Be
Irish
like,
enzymes are a lot.
Can you imagine if that's something that doctors try to put in your body? Quick,
We get
I
an
need
enzyme
3
transplant.
Irish enzymes stat.
Dude.
I'm going out tonight. There's going to be a lot of alcohol. Help me out here.
Well, there is. I mean, again, people do have variable alcohol
Tolerances.
processing rates. Yeah, tolerance is the term, right? But I mean, how quick does it get
Yeah, it's
metabolized
the
by the body?
filtering and metabolism.
And it's the genes that you have that produce the enzymes that you have that, run your liver, right? And some, I mean, you've heard of the Asian flush, how like some Asians can't have more than 1 or 2, drinks, and they just build up a lot of this acetaldehyde.
Oh.
That, like, makes you really sick.
I was misinformed. I thought Asian flush is what you try to get in Pai Gow. I've been wrong this whole time. What the fuck? God damn it.
You on your way to Pachanga or something?
Yeah, no, dude. So one of my favorite things about
Asian flush.
one of my favorite things about like going to casinos. I've been a huge casino guy my whole life. But one of my favorite things is one of my buddies got so drunk that he was like, dude. I was like, what? He goes, I'm really into Pai Gow poker right now. And I was like, yeah, why? He goes, because the dealer has to help you, man. No matter how drunk you get, you got to be like, what do I do here? And they have to tell you. And I go, do they really do that? He goes, dude, I got drunk. I was like, and? He goes, I don't know what happened, but I walked out with $200. And I go, how? And he goes, the dealer, man. I was like blackout. I don't remember anything. And I go, yo, dude, that's how most people would lose a lot of money if they were anybody else at any other table. Like a roulette person isn't just sitting there and being like, oh, you know what? I would bet on 00. Wink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wink, wink. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Exactly. All right, so
Craps table, bro.
we have discussed this. I want to hear what he's walking out to. That's the one thing I'll say.
Adesanya, man. Really great. I mean, like, I'm definitely a fan of this guy.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard not to be a fan. The first fight I saw him was like a year and a half ago or something like that. Yeah, I got more into the UFC like during the pandemic because credit to Dana White, of all the sports leagues to shut down, UFC soldiered on, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, we're going to like fill that void. MLB was off. NBA was off. NFL.
Didn't they create an
NHL,
island or something? A fight
They
island?
literally went and created their own island, bro.
Yeah.
They
that's
negotiated with some freaking governments that like were like, listen, like we'll figure something out for you. We'll make some accommodations. Crazy COVID testing protocols. I mean, they just take you through the ringer. But one of our instructors, Dean Wellen, actually, he teaches on
nice.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
He's a brown belt. He has cornered Brian Ortega. He's actually good friends with Brian, and he teaches here as well as the Huntington Beach affiliate. Gracie is legit. He could be a black. He should be a black belt.
He's been training for a while.
Yeah, he's 27.
And he's quite good.
And quite good. And he was telling me about that experience of being at Fight Island and having to basically test like every step of the way, every little thing. And then he was Brian's videographer. And this was the fight that Henner was supposed to corner Brian versus Korean Zombie, right? And Henner couldn't go because he tested positive at the airport. He was fine, and he had tested like negative like the day before, and he was like, he was torn. He was heartbroken. He's like, dude, like I'm out. And then, but he said something about Brian. He's like, listen, Brian, at least the one part of your game that, is like the most ingrained, you have that. Like jiu-jitsu, you need the least amount of coaching on that.
Yeah.
Like, you have your striking coach, you have your takedown coach. Like you should be good on jiu-jitsu. And it worked out. He beat Korean Zombie.
Yeah, I think he did just fine. It's also, it's kind of hard to explain, but when you don't have your coach there, you don't have a shared experience.
Interesting. Yeah.
So even if you are really good and say your jiu-jitsu is not problematic, there's the element of, man, it's not as special. It would be cool to have you here.
I can see where you say.
So
get that.
I understand. It's
Never
heartbreaking
preferable.
for that idea and that
Try to
set.
make the best of it, and I mean, obviously you can paint a picture of it of like, there's a silver lining, of course, but you'd rather have your coach there.
Yeah,
To
but
be honest, like that was Plan A.
here's the nice part
And
is
we'll work with Plan B when we have to, but
is now seeing how everything plays out. I think going forward, because I feel like, dude, people are going to come back so much
that reach
more
difference.
aggressively in watching their events. Like, dude, that's the beautiful part. Was I remember during the pandemic, we would see Tai Tuivasa doing shoeys and shit, and we were like, bro, could you not, like, dude? I don't care how many tests you passed or anything like that.
That's just
You now have syphilis in your mouth. Like, I have no way to tell you how it happened, but that's what happened. Bruce Buffer's jacket, always a topic of contention, but tonight definitely looks like he's in his very fancy jams.
Chip, the guy that's coming, he knows Bruce Buffer. He's got some.
Oh, he does?
Got some good stories. About Bruce
Oh,
Buffer.
that's awesome.
I'll have him tell the story there when he comes in.
Yeah, Bruce is actually, when I used to work at the Tonight Show, he came and we took care of him and we were friendly, and he came to do our show eventually, I think maybe a couple months after that. I just shot him a note, and I was like, yo, would you do our show? Like, he was like, dude, you were so nice to my mom. And I would run into him, but I would always do this. I just never want to continuously assume that people have to see me or that they need to remember me. So when I did run into him, I would always be like, hey, dude, good to see you. Like, hi, nudge, because he was at all the EBIs. And when I would go cover them, I would always, like, just try to, like, very nicely say, like, hi, dude. But I also didn't want to be the people that was like, hey, man, I need a photo. I need something. I'm like, I just want to say hi. Like, what's up, man? So I know it's been ages, but he was very cool, and it was always appreciated. And I loved seeing him do the announcing at EBI. I thought that was a really nice little touch at the beginning of that stage. It's time. So, speaking of which, we should probably get into this while they're doing the announcements. Question for you, sir. When you know, we haven't talked about two things. So in the next, 40 minutes, we'll need to bring up two major key points. And you tell me which one you want to talk about first.
Sure.
We briefly discussed the fact that you are a doctor.
Of chiropractic, that is correct.
Correct. We haven't talked about that much.
Yeah.
Number two, your musicness. Because to me, that is, I wouldn't say it's the most surprising thing about you, but it is a nice additive that you have. Because I totally have seen you work at your craft for jiu-jitsu. I've seen you work at being a chiropractor for years.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't say journalist.
No. No, but listen, dude. The work that you did on the Jiu-Jitsu Times
That was so cool.
was at least helping to build articles that lent a certain credibility at a time when maybe they didn't have it.
Yeah, I still like occasionally like.
Yeah, you'll
pop a
throw
piece
some
there,
shit
I'll
to
throw
them,
some
which
stuff.
is good.
So it's like it's still cool, but it's like I don't consider myself a journalist by any means.
Oh, I didn't call
I
you.
just kind of used it as a.
I didn't call you one. You're good. I know who to call a journalist. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I just.
But you were definitely contributing in that space.
I can,
But
I can
you're-
write a few paragraphs.
The fact that you were doing music this whole time and you play beautifully is something that I've always wanted to ask. When did you start playing music?
I started playing music when I was 3 years old, maybe earlier. My sister was 4 years older. She's a few years older than me, and she was taking piano lessons when I was a kid. And
We got a chant for you, dog.
right. And when I was like 3 years old, 4 years old, like she was just taking lessons, and I would like kind of pick up what she was doing.
Okay, pause here. Intro your guest so I can put him on camera.
For sure.
We'll come back to it. The fight's about to start.
Guys, we were talking about all podcasts. I'm so excited to introduce my right-hand man, general manager of our gym here. And now he's going to be working basically full-time starting this week at the gym. We got him on board, man. We got him to quit his other job. Made it happen.
Yes, sir.
Chip Anderson.
Hey!
Three-stripe purple belt, really good. Trained all over the place. Chip Marrera.
I'm going to shake your hand over this side. Come this way.
I got you. Welcome.
Welcome. Do you have a preference on who's winning this fight? Your microphone is right there, sir.
You know, Adesanya is one of those fighters that you gotta love to hate him. I mean, I'm choosing the GOAT right now.
Okay.
Oh, did I say the
Okay.
GOAT? Yeah, I think I'm calling it right now.
Okay, okay.
We'll see though.
So you feel that he is the GOAT?
I do believe so. I've been watching UFC since its inception.
Okay.
I think this man has taken what was once a street fight into a whole nother level.
Okay.
His skills just are sometimes unbelievably outmatched. And right now, he's bringing it. I mean, look. He's already on his heels.
Style, man.
Yeah.
And I know that Whittaker was saying out loud, he's like, I did go through some mental issues with him.
Absolutely.
And then Izzy, just as a person who absorbs all this information, goes, yeah, no, that still means it's there.
100%.
That he's still going to have that problem.
He absolutely will. And I think he's gonna show it. Look at him. Look at him, those front kicks. Those legs are just lethal. Oh, it reminds me of the spider. The Silva.
Yes.
I really was hoping that. I was shocked when he beat him. I mean, that was just unbelievable.
I was not.
No.
But here's why. Anderson Silva was taking on the role of a professional wrestler on their way out. Now, there's a rule in professional wrestling, which is you go out on your back.
Right.
And that means you lose your final matches. And there was a thing where Anderson Silva, the GOAT of his era,
Distance, bro. Distance.
beautiful definition by GSP, which is Anderson was the GOAT of his era. I was a GOAT. Khabib, he was a GOAT of his era. So all of those reasons and more, I feel like those are very, very good ways of defining. But in this space, when you see somebody like Izzy, who gets to fight Anderson Silva, it wasn't to see who was better. It was more so like, all right, we're just kind of seeing something fun happen.
Yes.
It's a dropout, but it's going to work. And guess what? At the very end of it, what did Anderson Silva say to him? He goes, I pass to you.
Right.
I give my energy to you.
Go figure.
Go on. And so we kept laughing.
That was classic.
And I remember telling my friends, I was like, yo, Anderson's lost a few of these matches recently, so I don't know how much more energy he has to give to people.
True.
So there should only be one baton, bro.
That's it.
And when
You
he
would
said
say,
that,
yeah.
he goes, I give to you.
I
And I was
remember.
like, wait. No!
Like he was going high, like boom. There's an extra gear on it. There's like
Wait.
a turbo boost on that
Just bring
kick.
it right around.
Yeah, like when he's at like full extent.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
Here
no.
we go.
It was more of a shot.
Round
Guys.
one? Could it be over?
Let me point
huge
this out.
connection.
The actual moment that you saw Izzy start to do better, the UFC said, hashtag Black History Month.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just want to make sure we can
Let's put it out there.
Yes.
It
get
was there.
that shit in there now. Black History Month, go. Like, just imagine, like, that's
Just
the
on
button that
principle.
they're
We're going to
putting-
put it out there. That's okay.
Fade
You're
it
not
out,
going to
fade
take
it
him
out.
down that easy. They're not going to take him that easy.
Nah.
Nope.
But you know what, though?
Championship fight,
That's the
championship
best
fight. They're not good.
course,
He's got
I
to.
think, for Bobby.
Yep.
Because we've seen Izzy struggle off of his back.
Yep.
Still does well, but I think for the hard part is he
belt.
gets to that purple belt status.
Well done.
Yeah.
Under a good guy, but
Definitely just skip some warm-ups. That's
Yes.
what we all know him
Right.
for.
Ooh. Pulled back on that kick. That could have been over.
Woo.
Look at this.
So
Breaking him down.
Can you do me a solid? Can you also grab a 5-rounder for Senor? And it is Chip, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I just want to make sure I'm
Beautiful.
not going to mess that up.
Nah,
Let me
you're
get
good.
you a pen. If I can grab that extra pen over that way. Nice reminder to y'all, if you want to give us a like and a share, we will give you a toast on air. But
Beautiful.
for right now, we are in the middle of watching the last 30 seconds of the first round of Izzy Bobby Knuckles 2. And Izzy looking very dominant. So, gents, make sure to mark who you think wins this round when we hear that buzzer in about 16 seconds. Nice shot to the body there by Izzy. Oh, God. Hilarious. Man. You missed a shoey.
I saw
Oh,
it.
you saw the shoey.
I had
Okay.
it live on my phone as I'm driving home. I don't miss a fight. I'm one of those guys.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
All right. Well, ladies and gents, mark yours on your scorecards if you're playing at home. But here, we got Izzy, as fighter 1, fighter number 2. Let's go, Bobby Knuckles. I don't call him Robert Whittaker because I feel like that's too boring of a name.
Yeah.
When they give you a nickname, Bobby Knuckles, that's all I'm ever going to call you.
You need to go with it.
Like,
Embrace it.
Think of it this way. If they had been like, hey, Raph, we'd like to introduce you to Robert De Niro, I'd be like, oh my God, the greatest actor of all time? Okay, cool. Actually, we misspoke. His name is Bobby Knuckles De Niro. I'd be like, Bobby Knuckles De Niro is the greatest name of all time. I will refer to him as the GOAT forever and ever. So
Bobby Knuckles De Niro.
I will say that was a pretty easy round to score. Here's some good news, though. Bobby actually looks composed. Does not look as overwhelmed as I thought he could have been.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a good sign. Izzy, though, is channeling the next level of the
Avatar.
anime.
Yeah.
What do they call it? The Cyanus? Is that what the children refer to it as? What cartoon special power is he getting, kids? I don't know what it's called.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is it you?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, you're just yelling
Yu-Gi-Oh.
out random names.
Japan.
Voltron. He-Man. Is he a transformer
Five
now?
lion bots joined together to create one big.
Dude, there was nothing I
And
love
he
more.
won the UFC championship.
There's nothing I love more as a kid than,
Got
God.
him. Good there.
I mean, he connected with a nice
Okay.
hook, but he's getting put off balance here by Izzy. Bobby
Back in the
Knuckles.
front row, like,
I think that's. Oh no, that's not Dana White. I just saw a big dude. I do appreciate though.
Sonny's just got fast twitch muscle.
He does, but
That's what fast twitch looks like.
well, you talked about fast twitch, but has anybody been fixating on Izzy's titty?
Izzy's too. I did notice it.
Okay.
It's prominent.
Do you think that's any red flags or anything?
I mean, UFC has like the strictest doping. I mean, they're gonna catch that.
Yeah, they're pretty
They're
strict.
pretty strict.
Okay, I'm just saying. You know, I've seen Invictus. You know,
I mean, the thing. No, I will say this.
or Icarus. My apologies.
Adesanya is famous enough and has enough money that he could probably get some scientists that have some stuff that probably won't show up on certain tests.
I don't
That's
know.
well, that's how Lance Armstrong basically got away with everything. He was
Yeah.
ahead of the curve.
Oh, okay.
He was hiring
Good little
scientists that
exchange.
like literally were creating stuff that wasn't even like invented yet, like famous labs.
All right.
Adesanya was a little.
I mean, at the very least, he got a response out of him, so I will give Bobby that respect.
Oh,
Look at
another
that.
one. Look at
All right.
Good
D-Man
on
throwing
him,
some
dude.
punches, connecting. Oh, little fake.
Interesting.
Okay.
This is a very wild style for Bobby Knuckles. Like, I think what he realizes is you just have to be weird as shit.
Yeah,
to
you gotta
counter
change
what
it
the
up,
fuck
100.
Bobby, or I'm sorry, what Izzy is doing.
Yeah, you stand in front. You gotta change your game. You can't just come in straight
There we
in.
go.
Oh, there's a
There we
takedown.
go. Okay.
Dang.
Good. And he's on him.
Beautiful.
Got the double. Yep.
Definitely surprised Grace Jones. That's good. But
Oh,
specifically,
he's going to the back. Body
Grace
lock.
Jones
Yep.
from Conan.
There we go. And we're back to our feet.
Yep,
All right,
yep.
what can we do?
Never made them.
Hey, but he scored the takedown.
Hey, double underhooks here. Might be questionably using the fence. Nah,
So
he's
the
good.
S grip is good, bro. Look at that S grip.
So tell me a little bit about S grip with gloves, though.
So I mean, yeah, you get like one bevel of the finger. You don't quite get inside, but I think it's better than like you try to do ball and socket. It's so hard to do those. Maybe a butterfly grip could work. It's still slippery. It's definitely a huge variable, and it's something to kind of practice.
Yeah, I do think it is important for people to try to do this with gloves on to understand exactly how
Yeah.
hard it is. Similarly, I think that people fighting 100% have to train with gloves on here and there. But I think for most practitioners, it is good to just try and finish a choke and see how difficult it is with those gloves on.
Oh yeah, it's
Because
not easy.
you find when those guys are doing the, what do they call that? That short choke or that palm to palm action where like that's a very common thing to see for a rear naked choke.
Oh,
It's because they look and they go, dude, trying to
Yeah.
do a butterfly off this shit is
it's
not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Chip, did you have high expectations for this rematch? Did you see it going like even this far considering what we saw the last time?
Honestly, it's hard to say that. You know, these fights have a tendency to always shock me. Every fighter has a chance for that first round knockout. You know, that was apparent in the last, the pre fight before this. I did not think it was going to go 2 rounds. This one, it could go all 5. The way this is the way these guys are putting it on each
So
other
far.
right now.
So far, absolutely.
But again, one wrong move, one wrong bad punch, and it's over. These
Either
kicks,
way.
it could go either way in an instant.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go 5.
You had it at 5?
I had it at 5.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh.
So slippery.
Yeah, now the bodies are getting a little slippery. You're not going to get that easy grasp right there. Not going to happen.
We
that?
here at Gracie's
Not
window
gonna happen.
ban sparring with your shirt off.
Yes.
You banned that? Oh, hilarious.
We should have a sign.
So I feel though, if you are a fighter, you kind of have to do that.
I mean, we're trying to make lovers, not fighters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's our mission statement.
We do refer to that very
have a
hilariously
wall
and
here soon.
stupidly as ADCC style,
Get a little embroidery.
because we always say like it's always those folks
generic word.
who take off the shirt that you'll see at ADCC.
Make it like
Right.
And I will tell people, I'm like, yo, if you're actually competing in it, you better do it.
yeah,
because
100%.
I'm not saying you have to do it physically in the match, but you better be training it because the first
Absolutely.
match you get, someone's going to take their shirt off and you're going to go, shit, that friction's out
Like,
the door.
Okay, what am I doing now? All right.
All right, everybody make sure to mark your scorecards.
I'm going this way.
So right now, Izzy taking, looks like some advice. Might actually be getting some investment advice.
I'll get one in a minute. Yeah, you got one over there? Yeah, for sure. Throw me a.
Look at this.
Throw me some.
This is how you can tell that we have a full service show.
Absolutely, my brother. Oh, the filet, the Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, look at those fillets. Lovely.
Todd, can I ask the world's dumbest favor?
Sure.
Do you mind grabbing me that blue Gatorade
Those
there?
fillets.
It's right behind the TV.
This is what we're gonna say. We're gonna say, you know,
That's a new code word. The fillets.
the fillets.
Thank you, sir. I need some sustenance. So I have to take
beautiful.
these random ass Gatorades my wife bought me years ago that are probably not good, but whatever.
I think the shelf life on those are all right.
Fructose. The little hexeros.
I'll tell you this much. Whenever I have them, I'm always surprised because I'll look in my trunk when I'm like reloading all this stuff and I go, oh yeah, oh shit, they're still there. And my wife's like, you don't like them? I'm like, no, I just drink them when I realize they're there. Not like I ever need them or want them. I just go, oh, you're there.
Compulsive, man. You're impulsive.
Impulsive. Oof. Okay.
Man, Adesanya has so much distance. He's got like
So
6
much
inches,
range.
6.5
God.
That's a big deal.
reach advantage, so you can just kind of like push him away a little bit.
Well, it's also the way he controls it. Look at how his stance is. Look at what he does. Oh, shit. Look at that. Kevin Aioli still scored that as a 10-9 for Izzy. Did anybody here score that round for Izzy?
No.
Round
I
two
think
was
maybe
not
Izzy
Izzy,
was
right?
just like chipping away at him.
Okay.
With the hits. I didn't score like.
We'll have to.
Yeah, I got it 1-1 here.
I have it 1-1 as well.
Izzy looks like he works out.
He does.
Yeah.
Not the calves, though.
He works on his abs.
Yeah, he's definitely a cardio guy.
Yeah.
He's definitely a runner.
One thing that is quite fun to observe when you go to fights is how serious people look in the crowd. Like, take a moment, breeze through everybody who's watching this, and look to see how serious they are because their faces usually are akin to something like. And I think to myself, if I'm there and in the front row, I don't know that I have that control.
Yeah.
I would make my eyes really wide. Like, whoa.
Let me see here. Nice kick. Go. See, that's.
Adesanya, man. Just,
He just made him switch stances with that, though. And I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just Izzy taking a moment. So let me ask. Let me see here. Todd, is there anything that's stuck out to you so far in this entire fight?
Well,
Good stuff there.
So,
okay. Give me that Andre Galvao.
Careful. Careful.
Well, it's a good timing that just happened because I was going to say the inability of Whittaker to take Adesanya down, and so that he did get him down in the second round, but then ended up having to push him away. So I think that's a big thing, as we had already talked about in the beginning, is even though he is the purple belt, his ground game is his weakness. If you've got to pick one out.
If you were gonna pick one.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Look at that triangle setup, though. Uh-oh.
postured.
Back take. Danger, Will Robinson.
There we go.
It's
There
a
we go.
low hook because he can't quite get
hands
all
over.
the way
Yeah,
up
hands
on the
over.
body. So he's trying to basically drag him down right now.
Hands, he's out.
And once he does that, Izzy finds his way over to the safety of the cage. Bobby Knuckles not letting up on that waist grip. So if he can drag him down a little bit, and I'm talking just a quick hip hoist up and down,
Knee.
we might be in business here. Yeah, you can knee as well.
Right there.
But look at this, dude.
Dude,
This is
Adesanya adjusting.
this is not great. Good rehook, but Izzy
Nice,
could
he's
reverse
up.
that.
You got Kimura.
Ooh.
Rip through, but-
Izzy showing some excellent resilience here. Bobby pops him in the face.
Yeah,
This is going to be a harder round to score because, from my opinion, you have Bobby Knuckles, who's trying to initiate more, Izzy was controlling the first half of the round. So are we going to give more points to that flurry and maybe some of these decent strikes that Bobby Knuckles is hitting? Or do you just say, nah, I mean, Izzy was composed and was hitting within the range?
Well, so to answer that, the second half he absorbed the attack. He absorbed it, fought it off, and countered it. So that's a good question.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to see. We're all going to have to score it ourselves. And as we do that, we hope you're doing it at home. If you give us a like and a share over on Facebook, we will give you a toast on air. But as a reminder here, you guys are welcome to go ahead and shoot us questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, all of that good jazz. Ooh, good shot there by Izzy, even as he got a stiff. He might have.
Just the way he reacted, now how he's holding it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is switching over to kicking, so there's been a few interesting.
See how
He
looks
like
I think he hurt his hand.
He may have.
Interesting.
He's definitely frustrated. He didn't think he'd be taking him this far, I believe.
But notice he's not saying my hand's broken.
No. Okay. That was a pretty interesting round.
Yeah, it was definitely back and forth. Forth and back. Does he have his freaking manicure?
Yeah, he's definitely getting his nails done at this point.
Look at that.
Like, bro,
He's got the clear and whites.
That's when you know you're too famous.
Absolutely.
It's the French manicure as
Ah.
well.
Yeah, it's a French
Absolutely,
manicure,
it is a
bro.
French
That's-
manicure.
listen, I got my nails like gone to the thing, you know, get a file down, they clean out the dirt between the cuticles, you know, that kind of thing. They'll chop off the dead skin.
I want to point
You
this
know,
out.
they'll
I'm
clean it
glad
up.
that you're trying to differentiate and being like, I've gotten the man version of this. He's clearly,
totally
I
is.
mean, am I right,
Totally
guys?
breaking it down.
Am I right?
Very
What
simple.
women be shopping, y'all.
Bro.
Look at this dude.
French petty or Manny, whatever, and you're a dude. Come on, bro. Like, come on, dog. You're in the UFC. You're a UFC champ.
Yeah.
Bruh, look at the titty.
Listen,
and then
free-
realize to yourself,
It's all
maybe
good.
it's just what's happening on the inside. He's got to be him. Let him be him.
They.
He, they, indeed. Ooh, nice there by Bobby Knuckles. What I want to see are some stats. I want to see some numbers. Nice kick there
443.
by Whittaker. It's an interesting fight in that we've seen a lot, but I don't know that we've seen anything definitive.
No.
We've seen Izzy be in good control. I'll ask this now that everybody has scored it. Did anybody have that last round for Whittaker?
I did.
I did.
You did? You did?
Yep.
Okay.
I gave it to
We had
Whittaker.
2 for Whittaker and 2 for Izzy on that one, it sounds like. Yeah? I'm looking at you, dude, because you're the only other person here. So just by simple
reply.
math. I don't think that this is one of the first times I've ever
Leg,
seen
look at
somebody.
those welts on those leg
Ooh.
kicks. Okay.
Look at both of them, though.
Oh, man,
A
that
good knee, it
front leg
staggers.
of Bobby
holding
is
the hand.
just-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he hurt the hand, which will be interesting if they end up in a clinch.
True. Yep, that'll be a
He
big.
can't freaking reinforce his grip. Oh, who knows?
Yeah, he
So-
keeps
He's
grabbing those
He's
knuckles.
like
You
charging
see
this
that?
thing. I mean, he is like a freaking.
Look at that.
Yeah.
His hand is injured. It looks like.
So I think now we're seeing a real-time version of him
See, I'm in-
trying to figure out what to
Again.
do.
That could go over.
Yeah, fruit,
Stuff. Oh.
Beautiful work there by Robert Whittaker.
He's gonna get the back.
Now
Over
he has a
under, over
much
under.
better backpack.
Oh, he's going
On
for the
the back.
Mataleo.
He may
He's
be
looking-
able.
yes,
He's
he
under the
is.
chin.
GTFO.
Izzy has to be very careful here. Fight
Oh,
the
snap.
hands.
Drop him on his
Fight the
head.
hooks,
Drop.
fight the
Go
hooks,
forward.
fight the
Drop
hooks.
on the head.
So
Boom.
here's what we have to keep in mind here. Excellent control.
The
Wow.
slipperiness. Wow. Lost the hooks and all.
Whittaker might have a chance in this grapple fest, dog.
He definitely could. Izzy's hurt.
He's shown enough.
His
to
hand
me
is not
say,
effective
hey, he
right
can maybe
now.
break through.
So Izzy is definitely holding his hand like a kid who doesn't want to tell his mom his
Yep.
hand got hurt at school.
Yep, you noticed that. I did too. Absolutely.
Every time he
Very,
plays,
very
like,
apparent.
oh
Yep.
man, I hope mom doesn't know.
She'll never know.
Oh, God
She'll
damn it.
never know.
Oh man.
Man, they're gonna tell old Gil. We're old Gil.
Of course, I used to have a friend that we used to call Gil.
Yeah, Izzy's holding back. He's definitely not throwing the way he was in round one.
Here's what happens. I think what happens when you get
So,
that injured.
Again, those are still dangerous. Whether he's got his hand or not.
When you get that injured, I think what ends up happening is you end up looking around to figure out, how do I win this now? if you have your hand taken away from you and you need to make something happen, you start to think about it and you go, okay, one of my weapons is gone. Now I've got to figure out what other arsenal I've got on me. And it's not going to be grappling. And then more importantly, as we saw there, yeah, he was able to 2-on-1 it. But dude, if there was any grabbing around that arm, that's murder for any of us who do jiu-jitsu and know those knuckles hurt.
Absolutely. Covington Masvidal. Oh, that's interesting.
It is interesting, and it's $74.
Oh, wow.
Get ready, everybody.
Yeah, they freaking raised the price for it.
They raised the
Lord.
prices. See,
Once
this
again.
merits 74 of my dollars. This card was okay enough for me to do it.
Big fighter.
But that next one in March,
Oh,
that was beautiful. Well done there.
Head Snapper.
Yeah.
Oh,
bro.
But Izzy does
got
respond
him.
in
That
kind
caught
very
him.
nicely there.
Good fight, man.
There we go. Going 5 rounds.
This is a
I'm telling
very
you.
interesting one. I don't know.
This is not over.
Oh, yeah,
Whittaker
good
might
pop.
have a chance closing that distance, man. Like,
So let me see here. Adesanya in round 3 was 18 to 10. Round 4, Adesanya's only ahead by 1, so it's 11-10 round. But you figure with the backpack by Bobby Knuckles, I would assume the judges are going to give this one to Whittaker. So if we're going by your scorecards on the ends, you would likely say
positional dominance.
that Whittaker may be winning the fight.
I
If I'm guessing.
I would, at this point, yes,
Yeah.
I would say that.
I think that's a tough pull. I don't know because I still feel like when I saw those CompuStrikes on that last one, it did show that Izzy was ahead on the striking.
Good
Yes.
frame.
In
See,
that last
frame,
round.
That frame is opening him up. It's like
But I
you can't
think it is
get
safe
the
to
clinch.
assume that
The frame should-
Bobby Knuckles is going to take this round, if I am guessing.
The frame is the rival of the clinch, is the arch nemesis.
There you go.
If someone has a good clinch, you get a
I
good
mean,
frame.
I don't
Frame
disagree
is-
with you on the characterization. I just didn't
Arch
think of them as arch nemesi.
Well, if you want to get someone off you, frame.
Yeah,
You
but
wanna
like,
get
dude,
on someone, you clinch them.
I don't see the clinch.
Not arch nemesis. They are the yin and yang.
There we
Yin
go.
and yang.
Okay, that's a much better one. I just don't
Arch
see.
nemesis, yeah, they're not arch nemesis.
I don't see the clinch pulling up and putting somebody in an evil torture chamber with a monologue. So that's the only thing I thought I was missing there.
Nice, Dwayne Johnson watching UFC and tweeting.
Or his social media team is watching. That's why everybody's
that.
like, "Oh my God, The Rock responded to me." I was like, "No, The Rock's 15-year-old intern that he's got said, you smell what I'm cooking," and then everybody goes, "Oh my God!" Like, here's the thing:
Real interaction.
I try not to rain on people's parades, so I let people have this. But like, dude,
Let him have this.
when I like respond to somebody like an actor or somebody who's like an athlete or somebody who we even in our realm of jiu-jitsu and MMA, I just kind of go like, "Oh, they like that. Okay, cool. That's dope." Or I like to say, "Thanks, social media team, for liking that. That's more exposure for my shit." The difference is in MMA and jiu-jitsu, if I do contact them, I'm usually contacting the person because they don't have enough money to pay for somebody to do it.
That's the thing is, guys have the fame but not the money.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
No, and if they do convince somebody to do it for them, I'm like,
Well,
do you
Well,
not
Adesanya's
have do you not have friends?
Well, that you talk about the fame and the money. That was one of the things you go back to Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I mean, that he was able to
He
transcended that.
Yeah. He became bigger than the UFC.
Yeah.
That's what sort of
Yeah.
catapulted him.
Well, and that of course that led to the Mayweather fight and
Yeah,
so
that's
forth.
7 for life. That was it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, of
I
course.
remember how happy he
proper
looked after that
12.
fight. It's like- he's like,
Yeah, I was
"Oh
going
my
to say
God.
proper 12 is doing pretty well too.
Yeah, not too bad, eh?
No, that dude's gonna make money forever and ever,
Right.
especially even after he's a fighter.
He sold it to freaking Cuervo.
He sold him
Sold
in
a controlling interest.
a controlling interest in it. But the beautiful thing about being Conor McGregor is if you're still the spokesperson that goes out there,
Yeah, right.
you're still gonna make spokesperson money,
Absolutely.
and that money's still
I'm sure
good.
he made a good deal probably. He
Like,
probably got a sweet.
don't
deal.
get me wrong,
He
dude.
seems to be a pretty.
When I
smart
sell the
businessman.
grappling hour with Rafa Sparza to a bunch of other jamokes, you better believe I'm going to be like, "Hey guys, I'm just guest starring in my show. I'm here for 10 minutes. That's all you can afford me for now.
Yeah, right.
Hope you enjoy it." Well, last show that we did, we had people who were chiming in, and our friends shared the link, so their friends were tuning in, and their friends were all going like, "Hey, what's up, host guy?" And I was like, "The show has my name in it. At the very least, look at name. It's not hard. I am the easiest person to figure out.
Again.
So, even without consulting everybody's scorecards, this is a very close fight. And it would seem, if you split 2 and 2, it very well could be this round as the deciding factor.
Yep.
So here's a question on that.
Yes.
So it's kind of I think of like the NFL and the replay rules. If this goes down and it goes to the judge's card, is there enough to change the belt's hands? Would there be enough of the it goes back to when you look at the
catch-22, right? The fact that like don't leave it up to the judges.
Yeah.
And it's not unheard of, but it's hard to get a decision to give a belt. Like you got to be very convincing.
Well,
So
we have an eye poke here, would
boy.
assume. So, nope. He's ready to come back. I think.
All right.
I think Robert Whittaker knows there's maybe some momentum he can catapult on. The hard part is he's not like dominating this round.
True.
And in
Yeah,
order
he is
to
sitting
win
back a little
this,
bit.
to come back to your question,
You got to mount the guy the whole time. You got to like be putting him on the rope.
Yeah,
there-
you
there
gotta
needs
keep
to
the
be-
pressure
there needs
on. There's
something
gotta
here
be-
just to definitive in this round.
good takedown.
This
Good
could be it.
takedown.
This could be
Yep.
it.
It might
This
be
is
it
good.
right there.
Well, let's see how
Not
Izzy
enough.
gets
See if
up.
there's
This is
mistake.
really important how he gets back up.
Well, and also we got to remember
stance.
if his hand truly is hurt, it's going to be tough.
Sure, but I do think.
Looking for that leg hook.
Yep.
Got to the back. That clinch, bro. It's all about that clinch.
And you know what? That is a hard grip to maintain for a long period of time. Notice how many times he's switching it.
Yeah.
Palm on palm, aka.
Izzy's going to even try to turn into him, which may not be a
grip.
bad choice.
He's
Goes
going
for that Kimura again.
Yep.
But now Robert's a little more savvy to it, turns it
is.
into a single leg. Izzy comes up with a
Imagine
beautiful.
that.
Oh!
Okay. Oh, he felt it. Okay.
That was dope.
Yeah, he felt that one. Let's go.
Man.
Minute and a half. Could we see the belt
Yeah,
changing
that could have
hands?
been.
This is getting interesting.
See, that's the thing. It just comes out of nowhere.
Well, we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this fight. It is very interesting. We are getting down to those last few seconds. Izzy now throwing in a few kicks, which I actually think is the smartest recourse for him to put in the last touches that will give the judges maybe just a smidge of what could be, especially as you see Robert Whittaker trying to impose all of these takedowns. Is he trying to shake it off? 52 seconds now left. He's trying to use that underhook. Just can't really do it. That gives more credence to that arm being worthless right now. Because you may notice he might try to pummel and come underneath. He's not even trying to do that. He's pretty content on just letting it be in that position and eating some of these knees, which I'm sure don't feel the best, but probably all things considered, worse than getting submitted.
I slip that guillotine in where you see his head so tight.
Yeah, it's way tight.
Oh, Whittaker's body position is brilliant.
Oh.
Jesus. That was fun. That looked good. And is he just trying to play to the crowd
Playing to
now?
the crowd once again.
Who's wearing that bright pink
Right?
coat in the fucking crowd? And you know what? Everybody's like, it's a good time for a selfie at the end of the fucking fight. And the two of them espouse some love.
Wow.
Okay. This one's going to be tough, everybody. All right.
Man,
I want to see what you guys have. If you're watching at home, tell us in the scorecard, in the comment section. Tell us who you thought won. I think it's going to be close. So we're definitely going to have to keep a very big watch on how that plays. It's weird because in one respect, I do not feel that Robert Whittaker did enough by the definition of to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ sort of bullshit. But if you're going by a scorecard, I think he did do it. The problem is I don't know that the scorecards are going to agree.
So what
with
they
me.
just showed there, that first round when he put Whittaker, on his butt, I don't think he did anything since then. He just withstood.
Are you talking about Izzy or
Yeah,
Bobby?
Izzy. So the first round, he caught him, put him on his butt, but since then, it was more, he was active, but there was nothing definitive. And I think every round from then, Whittaker had at least one sequence where he took the fight to Izzy.
So I think what you might be alluding to is control. So there was a lot of control utilized by Bobby Knuckles. Whittaker definitely was initiating some of those takedowns. The issue is we're a very striking, friendly judging panel whenever they are in the UFC. So that means, this was one of those beautiful reads by Bobby, by the way. Having said that, I feel like Izzy did have a good round in that third round, just in terms of strikes. I thought he was comparable there. I think it gets harder to justify the fourth or fifth for Izzy. And I think that's the hard math to figure out. So let's hear what they have to say.
Ooh.
And they're going to give it
there
to
we go.
Izzy. Congratulations.
Gotta beat him.
Unanimous.
He didn't get beat. I don't feel like.
And that's a difficult thing because I can see 48-47s. I will want to see the official scorecards. Izzy is trying to come over to Robert Whittaker to give him his props, but I think Robert knows there was a lot of positional control that he was implementing in that fight. So now we're going to hear from
based
Izzy.
on you hearing the crowd,
They don't seem to agree with it.
no.
Yeah,
No,
that's
the crowd
apparent.
doesn't agree.
So he's basically saying, I'm the champ, you want it, come get it, which is akin to the you have to beat me, etc., etc.
See?
So he said he was using the grip to distract him. And he said he was trying to get to the leg. So DC was asking about the hand. And Izzy's now putting over his boxing team. So Daniel Cormier's having him look over to some of the replays. They're going to go over some of his greatest hits.
Wait, what?
I mean, he did take you down a few times, though, Izzy. That's the issue.
He did.
That'll be interesting to see how the audience plays on this. I'll definitely be watching the post presser. So he's basically trying to come back and fight in June. He definitely has a comb in the hair, which is a choice.
History Month represent.
Well, the UFC has not put up Black
I'll
History
throw it out
Month
there, I'm there.
one time since.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So
It's all good.
It's all fine.
It's all PC. We're good.
Let us hear what Bobby Knuckles has to say to Daniel Cormier right now. And he's saying, first and foremost, he did think he did enough. Utilizing the is what it is phraseology. And he's saying he's happy that he fought his heart out. And he says, I'm gutted. I thought that I got it. I'm pretty sure if he goes back and watches,
I thought I did enough to win.
his
but
scorecard
yeah, it was my night.
will probably be similar to
My
mine.
opponent.
He said the same thing. He wasn't sure in the first round, but after that, he felt he had it. And
I mean, that first round was definitely Izzy's, so I don't have an issue
oh
on
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
I wonder if you take the phrase, it is what it is, away from fighters, if they would have much to say. I'll be like, how would you describe that? It is, shit. talking hard. It was what it was indeed. That actually would suffice. I would look at that and go, yeah, that works. Okay, so Chip, you came a little bit late. I was told there were stories, so I'm going to look over to the great doctor.
Quite interesting.
Sir, what story would you like him to relay for us as we start to circle into closure?
Well, so let me just talk a little very quick story. When I was coming to just signed and got the keys to this place, I brought one of my instructors here, and then Chip had met us up through mutual contact. Chip was someone that could possibly help us out with the gym. Actually, Hero introduced me to him. Said, hey, I got a buddy down there, might want to help you out. Chip was like in tears, man, like freaking saying, what's up, man? He was so excited, shaking me like, get this. He's like, in this journey, and obviously long story short, like his journey's taken him through many schools, we're over 20 years been on the mats, longer. And on, off, and then just like kind of this was the goal, right, for him, like the pipeline that we wanted to do. And I was just, lucky to run it, meet up with him. So he's proven himself over and over again, just gone above and beyond since day one, bro. And I'm happy to say that starting this week, he's basically coming on pretty much full time. I'd say like a solid, real solid, I think like several hours a week. And it was a moment yesterday that happened that really told me that like I was probably gonna wait a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. Okay, like let me just kind of get it hammered out, sort of thing. We'll wait it up. That yesterday I'm like, okay, bro, I'm hiring you today. Quit your job. I will make you an offer you can't refuse. We made it happen. What, you want to tell that story, Chip? Like from your perspective?
It's it's something unique. I really, it's hard to put into words the connectivity that I have come upon with this man thus far. I do security for the Disneyland resorts. I was leaving there yesterday. I had a short shift. I kind of pulled my groin earlier in the week, so I've been just dealing with unsurmountable amount of pain that I have not felt since my college days of football, which was just wow. And so I went to the doctor there. They sent me home. I didn't want to really work, so I'm like, you know what? I have two choices. A, I can go right straight down this canyon, or B, I can just pop by the academy and see what's going on and say hi,
Just that, like if he wasn't on the clock.
And it wasn't on the clock, it's just, this place has just got a very sweet, special place in my heart, and future is so bright. So I'm driving home, and I'm like, all right, A, go home, B, make a pit stop. Make a B. So I dash over real quick like I'm playing Tron in my car, speed racer. And I come up, I pull up, and it's dark, and there's probably about, 10 students outside in the dark, and I'm like, all right, this is not normal. I'm like, all right, so I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? What y'all doing? Hey, let me grab the door, open that, boom, boom, boom. They're like, yeah, no, we're good. So
Here's what happens. I had gotten 4 hours of sleep a couple times this week, and I ran errands all day, and then 5 p.m. I'm like at the gym. I'm dead tired. I'm completely done, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a quick nap on the couch. Let me get going. The door's locked. I'll be ready for class. I wake up here bustling in the hallway. It's 5:55, and I'm like, I look at my phone. I'm like, I got to teach in 5 minutes. Like, oh my gosh! And I look out the door, and like people are just walking into class, like everything's normal. And then like one of our students, like just kind of Bree was like looking at me, was like, hey professor, what's up? I'm like not even in my
yeah.
It's like poking my head. I'm like
a deer in the headlight. Just
right out.
Hey,
we'll start in a few minutes.
I got you right there. Chip, you got it? Yeah. And I'm thinking in my head, like, dude, I'm like, I can't barely walk, let alone, yeah, I got you. Let me throw in a gi real quick. We'll get these guys warmed up and go from there.
Chip came in the room. He's like, bro, everything all right? I'm like, dog, you just saved my life. And then from that moment, I left the. Listen, we basically got away with murder.
Yeah.
Essentially, class went without a hitch. Everything was good. Kind of told some of the guys who went to class, and they chuckled. And, it was funny. It's all good. No harm, no foul, really. Ultimately, there wasn't a major consequence, but there was a moment that I'm like, okay, that's a guy you want on board. That's a guy who's got the back of the gym, a guy who's here because he wants to be here, not because he's getting paid to be here. So he should get paid to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because that he's the dude who's like he like I look at it like this, and I want someone who wants to be here that regardless of me, he just wants the gym to be successful. You know, he's told me that. He's like, bro, it doesn't matter if it was you or someone else who opened this CTC something. Like, I want this place to thrive. I want this place to blow up. And it's like, it's a good thing it's you and me, these personalities, we get along real good.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, everything he's done up to this point has just been exemplary. And, you know, everyone's human. Everyone makes, you know, mistakes. And there haven't been any like, you know, no, just like, we have such good communication. Anything that happens, like, you know, we talk about it. We're voice messaging every freaking day. Like, every few hours, we're checking in. Hey, guy, hey, man, yeah, class was good. New walk-in came in, blah, blah. So he's my right-hand man, eyes and ears around the place. And I feel like every school that's been successful has a dream team, has people there, has like a squad that you can lean on where, you know, I'm only one man, you know? So, yeah, just this brain fart of mine yesterday that Chip saved the day, and he saved the day more than once, several times, actually. Just come through. It's like, all right, well, decisions were made, and he's on basically several hours a week. Many hours a week.
I'm pretty stoked about it. I mean, I'm trying to stay humble and not show the excitement, but I'm telling you, he's like, dude, and I told him today, I'm like, because I like I said, I have another 40, I mean, basically I'm working 3 jobs. I kid you not. So I'm here when I'm not supposed to be. I'm here when I want to be. I'm working at Disney, and then I just picked up a third 40-hour week security job. And so I've been up at 4 a.m. the last few days doing that, and it's just like, I told him, you know what, maybe I can start next week. I can probably work, you know, let me just.
What's your salary for
Yeah,
this?
and I'm like,
40 hours?
okay, don't make
What
me
are
an
you
offer
getting
I can't refuse, okay? And sure enough, you know, I texted my
I made it
boss,
work.
and, you know, long story short, I quit today, and I feel so relieved. Like, it's just like, now I know my days, my goal, and my dreams are going to be part of this academy, and the future of our students are going to be in good hands, because I'm a no-nonsense type of guy. I like to kick ass and take names later. It's been instilled in me since my father first put me on the football field, and when I started getting bullied, I realized that I need to be able to defend myself. I need to know how to protect myself against someone bigger, smarter, and obviously,
Someone bigger than you, Jim.
you know, there's always someone bigger than me, bro. But now I have jiu-jitsu in my life. Ain't nobody stepping to me. I'm afraid of no walking man on this planet. I only fear God and God alone. But I don't care how big you are. I'll fight Tuivasa right here. He may knock me out,
Tuivasa.
you know, but we're gonna do a Shoey afterwards. It's all good.
So let me. I don't know that. I don't know that Arman actually speaks brown people, but no, like, you gotta know Tuivasa. I know him, bro. He's down the street, man. Like, he's the Etole man. You know what I mean? What I would say though is, first of all, I'm glad this is happening. Congratulations all around. This will be very good.
Takes a huge load off my back, man.
And I'm happy about that. I would say this. What you figured as one of the worst days is literally not even a passing problem in most other academies. I cannot tell you the amount of times I have been to gyms where the gym owner was inside. People knock on the door. They had no clue. And everybody looks at me and goes, what do we do? And I go, you think I'm in charge? We go home. Dude, like later, we're like, hey, man.
That would be embarrassing. That would be a disaster.
It would be embarrassing.
That would have been a disaster.
But
if
it
that
didn't
happened.
happen. So when you tell me the story, you're like,
But I mean,
guys,
I'm saying
it was
by
3
the
minutes
skin
till
of my
class.
by a thread.
oh boy.
And then Chip didn't have to be there. He didn't have to
He
be
didn't
there.
have to be there.
And he was there.
It was just the Jedi molding of the minds. Just I was like, whoop. There was a disturbance in the force,
Kind of like the post I did.
and I just did. It was crazy.
End of story.
Well, here's the good news. So it does work out. You guys will have that going forward.
He'll be here a lot more.
We are going to be closing up right now, but we want to take care of a few things. So first and foremost, I'm going to go over, Chip, you were here last, so I'll get you off in a minute. We'll do that next. But I do want to say, Senor Todd.
Yes.
Let's go back to here. I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Not many white belts get this honor to be on the
Like,
podcast.
dude,
Dude,
I'm
I'm
He was in the
loving this.
neighborhood.
This is like the greatest thing ever. This
Thank you. But what I want to make sure is like, we mentioned the fact that you're back to jiu-jitsu, which any of us who knows the addiction that comes from this is very happy to have you rejoin us, because it is very easy to get dismayed by all of the bad things that happen where you can focus in on that. So the fact that we've found you back our way is a big thing. So you have to understand that maybe a lot of people don't understand it outside of this circle, but like people in this room in the future will always understand, like, man, leaving it sucks.
Oh yeah.
But when you come back, there's always a room full of people who are going to be happy that you come back. So I'm glad to have you back, sir.
I appreciate that, and I'd agree with you. One of the things that I think draws me, but also most people to jiu-jitsu is, again, the culture, is the people, is the the camaraderie, is the community, and everything that goes with it. And so I've got to thank this man for what he's built and is continuing to build here, because it feels like home. So I'll go with that.
Well, it's good to say. Let's look at this camera. That's your camera right there, sir. Do you want to give any shout outs and tell people if you would like them to follow you? I don't know your business, but you can always plug whoever you want. Right over here. That's you, sir.
Hey, my name's Todd Gaster. As Arman mentioned, business coach. You can find me online. Google me, any of that fun stuff, and see it there. But really, the main focus for tonight, if you're in the area, you're in South County, South Orange County, you got to come. You got to come to Laguna Hills. Gracie Laguna Hills. Got to come.
Jitsu Laguna Hills. GracieLagunaHills.com.
Yeah.
It's my assist.
I know that was a good assist. It was just.
I just teed it up for you.
I like though that you can tell that you've lived in Chicago, because it took on a vaguely Chicago-esque, hey, come on down to Laguna Hills. If you know what's good for you and you like good deep dish pizza, you come here to Laguna Hills. So, Illuminati's. No, I know. My mother-in-law lives there, and the first thing she always asks me is, she's like, well, is there pizza? And I'll be like, yeah, we got pizza. Is it from No, it's not from Illuminati's. We're in California. What the fuck? She is actually, for Valentine's Day and like special occasions in the past, has airdropped us, like literally airshipped us Illuminati's pizza.
Frozen's, but yeah, still good.
Well, that's the other issue, is she goes, I got you guys some Illuminati's pizzas, and I got you a special, and it's like a heart-shaped cookie, which, by the way, I've gone the entire show without bringing this up. This tray is in a heart shape. Oh, we lost two.
I heart chicken.
Right there. Yeah, I guess they heart chicken, but it's hard for me to look at it without making fun of it. So I'm like, what kind of Valentine's Day bullshit?
Pulled out the hearts.
Like, here's what I'm going to tell people. Like, yo, if I order an ungodly amount of nuggets, I don't need you to tell me heart-shaped. You know what it is? You put something like that, it makes me realize the thing I'm not going to have after eating all of those in my own sitting by myself. So that's the one thing I will say. Well, anyway, I would say this. Todd, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you, sir. We hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolute joy.
All right. Now we're going to come over. Chip, it was really cool that we heard you were coming. I heard the stories. I heard the hilariousness of you coming to save the day, and hearing that you've got 9 40-hour-a-week jobs
ridiculous.
Is an impressive feat that I didn't think was humanly possible.
I didn't even know there was that many hours.
Yeah.
You know what it is like you're one of those business accessory sort of things that they put on a wall. It's like, there's only 24 hours in a day if you don't try hard enough. And you go, wait, no, there really is only 24 hours in a day. I'm pretty sure. But it sounds like it is going to be great to have you here. And as somebody who I know, when you say that you go through an injury, something as simple as being able to be around and coach and help out and foster an environment here, those are huge contributions. So
absolutely.
that's going to it's going to build the foundation that takes the gym to the next part.
And I'm really excited about all that. Being in sports, a vast majority of my life, from playing, from coaching, from teaching, and being involved in mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, and other aspects of the realm. It just, that which does not kill us makes us stronger, truthfully. And, it's a blessing to be here, to be in this academy, for one, because truly this is where, I was ready to quit my career. I was ready to hang up my gis, throw all my stuff away, and just call it a day. And it was like a light at the end of the tunnel. And when I saw it, I literally started panicking. Like, my wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, she's like, "What?" I'm like, I showed her the symbol. I'm like, "It's in the backyard." I literally drove down here the next day, found the address, and I was like, OMG, this is like way, way too close to my house. Like, I don't have an excuse now.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't, I'm failing myself of what I've been purposely. That's my purpose, is to teach and train. So I'm just blessed for the opportunity, and I can't wait to continue to grow these students. Their paths are so open. It's like, when you come to work, empty your cup every day and be ready to be filled, because that's what I'm here to do in all aspects of life. So thanks. It's been fun.
Well, that's great stuff, and I look forward to coming back and
My
visiting.
pleasure. I cannot wait for you to come back. This is awesome.
Oh, well, this is a true delight. All right, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's do some closing language. Our camera is here. What's going to happen here in a second is I'm going to give you the opportunity to plug, do whatever you need, but I want to give you carte blanche to do. Is that what they say? Is it
Yeah.
Just open
Is it carte blanche?
Whatever you want.
Is it carte blanche? Les carte
Carte
blanche?
blanche.
Le chiffre blanc? I don't know. It's very difficult. Anyway, camera is all yours, sir.
Well, first, let's do the formalities here. I want to hook you up with a Gracie Laguna Hills
Oh my
quick
goodness.
flip hoodie.
Look at
Shout out to
this.
Hunter Gracie. Check us out. On the front, we got the Laguna Hills logo. Back, we got the Laguna Hills. And watch this. Here's the best part. You open it up. Turn it inside out. Boom. Put it through.
Dude!
It becomes a perfectly functional backpack.
What?
You go here, throw it on, and now you're ready to hit the town and meet up with all the hoodie groupies.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is, in talk show language, this is when they say they get the quick swap. It's the meal that's already prepped that Martha Stewart goes, and here it is. We didn't have that. So he's put it, thank you, dude. This is so nice of you. Wait, this is the legit one that we've seen on like Shark Tank, right?
This is patented quick flip hoodie
God.
with a patented quick flip Gracie logo.
Is there a defense for when your wife tries to steal it? Because that's probably going to happen to Kelly, my wife, when she gets it.
There's like a seatbelt video I could show you.
Yeah, it's you know what it is? That's the last thing I need is vaguely recognized podcast host for jiu-jitsu uses jiu-jitsu to slay wife. Would not be a very good headline. Plus, you guys would be like, let's scrub this video from the internet. Never happened. No, this is great. Thank you so much for that.
QuickFlip.com is a very good product. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of people who plug this thing because it's good. I mean, come on. It's a hoodie that turns into a backpack. You can custom brand it. Logo. I'm not even getting like told to do this or like their sponsor or anything. I just, I think it's a good product.
nice.
Absolutely.
And I got some custom ones made for the gym, for the Laguna Hills ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's soft.
It's good
Like,
stuff.
that's the thing that people don't talk about is like, dude, I don't know what happens. Like I said, sometimes you lose hoodies because of people.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you know what it is? Now I know exactly what I'm going to do. So when Kelly tries to steal this from me, I'm just going to be like, oh, babe, have you seen my backpack?
Yeah.
Change into
Well, she'll be like, I thought you got a new hoodie. What new hoodie? I just have a new backpack. Sorry, I can't. This belongs to me. Don't steal
can't
it.
wear it. It's my backpack. I'm gonna carry stuff. I gotta carry stuff.
Well, talk about the gym. Tell us the
Right.
people where they can come, sir.
Right. So GracieLagunaHills.com, 23601 Moulton Parkway, Suite E. It's in the same plaza as the DMV. Parking, as you said, it is legendary parking. The parking is phenomenal at this place. I mean, you go to academies. There's a lot of academies out there that parking is a major issue. Not at Gracie Laguna Hills. Parking, vast expanse. It's a whole, you are spoiled on the parking lot. Spoiled rotten, quite frankly. Like, I've never been to an academy that has more parking than we do.
This is the most I had to travel 8 miles in snow to go train that I think I've ever heard you say, Billy. Like, I've had to park in filth, in garbage. I once parked in a garbage truck just so I could go train half guard with Edgy Braj.
Shout out to 10th Planet Headquarters, Eddie Bravo. Although not my logo, I do rep the 10th Planet flag. They're great people. Many of them came to the grand opening in October. Many of them support the gym, get my gear.
You know, they've been good people. They're genuinely good-hearted, awesome souls, and I am Team 10th Planet for life. And you know, I rep the Gracie Laguna Hills. I rep both flags, really the light side and the dark side, but together they are all Team Jiu-Jitsu, and there's so much mutual love there. So I want to give a shout out to them. Visit us at GracieLagunaHills.com. Very safe. We have a 10-day free trial. If any of you guys watching, listening, have any friends in Orange County, South Orange County, send them our way. They're in good hands. We got good vibes here. I'll partner him with Todd. You know what I'm saying? He'll be cool. He'll be like, oh, this is the guy from the podcast. Yeah, what's up, man? You know, and then, you know, I'll be running class, chips it around. You know, he's going to be helping out too. You know, we got a good squad here, and I really can't say enough good things, man. And we're just got the place to where it's like kind of finished all the construction around here. And I know that's kind of funny to say a few months in, but it's like tying up loose ends. Finished those benches today, custom made benches.
They're beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, man. It's a journey.
Look at that.
See a little bit. See the stain. See the upholstery.
The unfortunate part of this camera is it makes it look like it is a CGI'd backdrop.
It is.
It is not. Like, if I had a studio, we'd be using a studio. I have no issue with that. But, like, they dope. Look at that. I like them.
And, you know, just shout out Laguna Hills Chamber of Commerce. They've been nice people. Join the Chamber of Commerce here. All friendly people who just want to see your business go well. And
Nice.
I'm so amazed to be part of a group that literally their mission is to bring business to others.
Nice.
And, you know, they get your business cards and this and that. Anything else, Chip? Am I missing anything? I mean,
No.
I can't say enough about Chip. This place would have gone under without Chip at this point. It's like,
I've only done this a little bit.
yeah. But
We're just getting started.
it's just been nuts and bolts, man.
contract. You're going to have to do a
I'm
lot
so
more.
disorganized
All
as a
right,
human
bring it
being.
on.
I'm so disorganized, but like I have a lot of passion. And then when you get someone who comes in who's dialed in, who like wants the place to look clean, you know, organizing the desk, just getting it set up, and then like now it's like, okay, this is what we got to do for these guys. He has experience running programs. He was a program manager at, you know, the other schools, so he's kind of seen some ins and outs. And like you said, now here's interesting. You said that like some of the problems you've seen at other schools, like
Yes.
not here, and even like some of the issues Chip and I have noticed at the school here. He's like, bro, like other schools, it's like I've seen way worse. We've had little hiccups, not real small stuff, you know. These are all real small stuff. And you know, a couple people come into the building who
Just every time it's like, we had some problems, you know, some guys. I don't want to say where they are anymore. I'm not saying we didn't take care of them. I'm just going to say they're definitely sleeping with some fishes, but the fishes are not property of Gracie Laguna Hills, okay? I'm just saying.
we're the official branded licensed dealer of jiu-jitsu in the southern county of Orange.
Well,
No masks.
here's what I'll say to you,
You
sir.
can wear one if you want.
No, that's fine.
What was it?
I was going to say this, which is, you ever...
Piano. I played piano for a long time.
You,
We were going to talk about that when Chip showed up.
we were. I mean, yeah, no, Chip showed up, and yeah, you play piano, so I like that we just breeze through that and be like, we kill some people and piano. Hashtag, I'm
We
out.
make some music, we play some piano, you know, yeah.
So, okay, to fulfill the requirement of that, you did say that you started when you were 3 in playing the
I'll
piano.
do the cliff notes, yeah, if you want.
Okay, we did get a little bit through the story. I would ask this. Are you an edgy Braj, and what it looks like, is it Beltran? Hector?
He's jamming with us.
He's jamming with you guys?
This is just me and Eddie and like a couple others.
So are you guys now going to become the jiu-jitsu version of Fish, where you're going to travel to every city, and that you're going to go for years and years, and
Listen,
you're going to do that?
Eddie's willing to fund an album. I'm not good with that. Hook Thieves. So like we're in talks to like just get it made, and just like he knows some like good production artists like that know how to like kind of put it together. So he wants to do this. It's a project for 2022. We've got some good songs, man. We've got some catchy songs. Baby Wipe. We got a song called Baby Wipe. I don't want to tell you what it's about. I will get kicked off the air. But Chip loves it. I mean, dude, I sent it to some of our friends. We have a song called Yo Biden.
Another classic.
Yo Biden, you already knows what you're hiding. Anyways,
Good stuff.
it's not about Joe Biden. It's called Yo Biden. Yo Biden.
It's very tricky.
A lot of good songs, and just like add a little production value behind it. I mean, I've had some people come and listen. They're like, dude, these are good songs. These are catchy songs, man. Like, if you guys like level out all the parts and stuff, because I just got live recordings on my thing.
Yeah.
And Eddie Bravo, having played music with them since the beginning of the pandemic, and I told you this before the air, man, I dare say that man is more passionate about music than he is jiu-jitsu, and that's saying something.
It's fascinating.
Music his whole life, and we've jammed for 5-6 straight hours, like marathon sessions. That I'm like, dude, even jiu-jitsu like is not like that. I mean, it's close, but I mean, music is just we just keep jamming. We can keep jamming on the same song for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and oh my gosh, I mean, some of the greatest nights of my life are just jamming the night away, man.
That's amazing. And again, like I've said, watching your progression from coming as somebody who was visiting to somebody who became a resident of California to now a gym owner, it has been fun to track your progress all the way throughout. And what's interesting now is now you have testimonials from 2 people who are just on this show, but I'm sure they're representative of other people who, similar to other gyms, when they have that opportunity to go train somewhere, they go, oh, this didn't exist, and now I'm glad it did because it fulfills something in my life. So a little bit of a thing that you might have had as an instinct now is shown to have an actual physical purpose. Like now you can see the fruit of an idea that you had years ago, because you might have had an idea of what a gym would look like, but you may not know exactly who the people were going to be.
Yeah, and like just the fact that people were waiting for this. Like,
Yeah.
I opened this gym thinking like I'm sure there's going to be people who are like, excited, and they're going to come in and like it's going to be meaningful for them. But to actually meet them, to hear their stories, and to like say, man, like it's trippy. It's really trippy to think like that. Like we got this 18-year-old kid, Lee, man. Like he's literally like shifting around his schedule to like make all our classes.
That's cool.
And he's literally like, oh, I was going to move to Florida, but bro, I just want to stay here. 'Cause I just want to learn. I just want to get a black belt. I just want to go all in. Like he's a white belt, right? A 1-stripe white belt, but super talented, way dedicated. Works at a juice bar. Always brings me juice. I love it. I tell him you don't have to, but if you keep doing it,
I mean, clearly
I
not
never asked.
not steroids, because we would see a different thing.
Nectar juice bar.
You just said he supplies you with juice, and what are you supposed to do with that? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But either way, sirs, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift.
Oh, yeah.
This is beautiful.
It's the least I can do,
Oh
man.
man,
Drove
I
all
can't
this
wait to
way. Actually,
not
quick
give this to
flip.
my wife. This is so
to
good.
not give this money.
Yep.
I love it.
It's her birthday tomorrow, by the way. So it's going to be hard to be like, you don't deserve it. Why? It's my birthday. It happens every year. You're fine. So, gents, here's what's going to happen. I thank you guys. I'm going to close up things here, and then I'll talk to you guys off air, but I appreciate you all. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm just going to say a few words. Sir, appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. All right, last couple things to go over. As a reminder, this is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza, coming to you for the end of today's broadcast. And a few things to note. Number uno, thank you guys for watching. If you do like what we do here on this show, it's pretty simple. Like and subscribe with us. You can go on Spotify. Look at that. That's a thing. Yeah, exactly. We're also on Twitch, all these different places at Grappling Hour. But of course, if you guys don't do that sort of stuff and you mess with us, go check us out, like and subscribe. It means the world to us. And more importantly, we've got new interviews that are coming out very soon. So we've got a few that we've been sitting on. We're going to have another Fight Companion coming up probably beginning of March, I think, for UFC 272. Be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, new episodes every single week here on Grappling Hour. Plus, we're doing some live chats with some of our fans. We had some fan interaction the past couple weeks. We'll do more of that as well. In the meantime, I want to say thank you guys. Check out the latest edition of Verbal Tap tomorrow. We will likely be talking, no, I think that's Tuesday. We'll be talking to Andy Night Varela out of 10th Planet, Las Vegas, a very good friend of the show, Beast, a savage, and he'll be returning to find out if he beat Kevin's picks, which, if you haven't heard that episode, you can check it out on the Verbal Tap YouTube page or wherever fine podcasts can be found. Ladies and gents, I think that's going to do it for us here at Laguna Hills.
Gracie, Laguna Hills, yo.
Appreciate y'all. It's been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats.